friends, what's up? Philip here with Points of Philip. It's over that way somewhere. But we have Philip's number one fan here, and that is the man, the myth, the legend, Anthony Venture. Anthony, thanks so much for coming on.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Definitely the number one fan here. If anyone thinks they are the number one fan, I'd love to hear your thesis on why you think you are, because I think I'm I'm a bigger fan. But no, thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it. As always, I'm excited to talk about some crazy cards today. Some insane cards that we both got recently.
Yeah, we both made some very financially unsound decisions recently. And we got the Chase Sapphire Reserve. Now, I have to say, I was kind of surprised. Oh, wow, you still got yours in the box. Wow, that's amazing. I did see your post. Was it this morning that you sent it? Yeah. And I was like, you got some good photography skills there. You should pay your photographer more.
Yeah, I was like, I want to make it nice. I'm keeping all the boxes now. So like I got this one, I got the Palladium one. So I'm like, the good presentation on camera. So
yeah. It's funny. The built obsidian card, they still gave us that same envelope, which was kind of nice. Like the one that kind of expands out.
Yeah.
And I was surprised that they gave us lower class citizens, such nice, card.
They're keeping their arms wide open to all. It just
And of course, now I guess we got to pull that out too. We got the built obsidian card. Do you have your built card or no?
Yeah, I could. I still got it in there.
There you go. Nice. Oh, there you go.
Yourself.
You got I like the mirror part. That was kind of one thing that I wish I had.
Oh yeah.
I really didn't like the mirrored version of the platinum card. I had that for about 3 weeks before I was like, I can't look at this anymore.
Let's see here. Let's take out the book of cards.
I got mine too.
Here. We got that one too. Basically just flexing the entire intro.
Right, yeah. Well, let me tell you how many thousands of dollars I spent on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Sleepy Roger's totally right. He says, I told Mr. Venture that if you only do subs on 95 cards, you run out of good subs. Got to go for the big ones too. Sometimes, man, you're totally right.
Yep, you gotta go for the big ones, especially with 150,000 points. Now, that sign-up bonus it's what, 6,000 over 3 months, right?
3 months, yeah.
Yeah. So it's funny because the monthly rate is the same as the platinum card, but that top number seems a little bit more palatable, right? 12,000 is a lot in spend for that platinum card.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. I was like, man, like Sleepy Rod said, like I got a lot of 95 cards, 99 cards, like 150 cards. I got a bunch of them over the last, couple of years going ham. And I'm like, I think I'm okay for a little bit. Like I'm okay to kind of hang out. So I got my last of it, my surpass. Well, that's my yearly thing. So I got my 2 surpasses. And I was like, I do have some spend. And I'm like, 150K would be nice. I just, spent all of my high points out in in Japan and stuff like that. And I had no other chase left over. I spent all my other ones on flights over the years. So like, I was like, damn, 150K, might as well just go one last hurrah with Chase and then just kind of leave them, by the wayside. So especially since they changed the rules where it was like, one Sapphire per 4 years and it was 60K. Yeah. Now it's 150. I never would have got it at 60K, but 150, I think it's more worth it. And then I could replenish the stack and then downgrade it next year, save that.
Because even if you just cash out the points to pay for the annual fee, or at least to cover it, like you're still ahead a decent amount. You can get first class for a while, but yeah, no, it's I love that you can hold both, and it seems now that they're actually they're wanting you to hold both, right?
Yeah, it seems like that, and they're kind of like, creating that setup of a 2-card setup where you have your high end, lounge experience, your high end, hotel experience, much like the platinum card, and then your lower tiered like Amex Gold, Sapphire preferred in this case. But they didn't get the groceries that they wanted. The folks
that's
who wanted
true.
Groceries on there. We still have the online groceries, which they nerfed with our Publix, but it's fine. We both go to Sprouts now, so me and Phillip are doing fine. But adding the 3, it's so funny because I recorded a video and I said, well, look, that you can't compare the Sapphire Preferred with the Strata Premier because, like, look, you don't even get 3x gas and EV. Literally the next day, the Sapphire Preferred changed, and I was like, oh, let me cut that out of the video. So I completely cut it out.
So you got to wonder, is it even worth holding the City Strata Premier anymore?
You got me there. I don't have any of those. I just have have some city. I did
Boom.
get in the mail. I got the new 100th anniversary AA card though. They sent me the new one, which is cool.
Oh, okay. You can just ask to give them and they'll send you the new update.
I think it was just perfect timing because my Barclays card, my Aviator
Oh,
red,
okay.
switched over to AA, and I think it was perfect timing where they sent it to me.
Nice. Because I saw that and I was like, ooh, I kind of want
Yeah, legit.
Yeah.
Legit.
Awesome. So let's go ahead and go through some of these comments here. Calder's hi from Alaska.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Alaska Airlines or Alaska the state? You know?
Yeah, I wonder which one.
You wonder. Stinky Monkey Baby, let's go. Thank you so much for being here, Stinky Monkey Baby. Love that picture. I don't think I saw that up close before. Whoopa, New York is here. Sleepy Ride, I told Mr. Finch that if you only do subs on $95 cards, you run out of good subs. Got to go for the big ones too. Now, there is a really good $95 card that has a really good sub right
now. Which one?
The Marriott Bonvoy Boundless card.
What's it up to? I did see it was in
I think it's 125,000 plus a free night plus $100 or something. Maybe it's 120,000.
Would you prefer the 5 free nights like a lot of us got last year, or would you prefer the 125 and a 1 free night?
So I know that a lot of people complain about those free night certificates, and with good reason, right? There's a lot of properties that are like, oh, it's just 76,000 points to redeem for the night, right? You know, they make it really hard to do. But I will say, when I had the 5 free nights, the first, like when I got the card 3 years ago now, I was able to use them for. First of all, I was able to use them for a couple nights at the JW Marriott down in Orlando, which was a really nice property. And I was also able to use them at a really nice hotel that wasn't too far away from the Eiffel Tower in Paris. And so, you can do a lot of damage with those 50,000 point free night certificates, but give me the points. Those having 125,000 Marriott points, if that's what it is, I think that might be what it is. It is really, really valuable. Actually, so my wife and I, when we did the final adoption ceremony for Wells, we had to go over to Tampa for, to do the actual, like the judge thing. And, and we actually ended up having to put up a bunch of people in a hotel, and 100,000 points got me 4 hotel rooms for the night. I was like, okay, it saved, I think it was like $350 per room or something. So it saved us a lot of money. I was very surprised. And Marriott kind of has this weird thing where if you stay at the good brands, that Marriott Gold status gets you a lot. I was at that same hotel. They ended up actually giving me drink credits in their in-hotel bar at gold status. So I was like, whoa, okay, I'm fancy now.
Definitely something people don't highlight as much. I'm guilty of it because it's just I have less experiences with Marriott. Like I'm always, ranting and raving about Hilton Gold status and stuff like that. But it's true. There's many Marriotts, even like lower ends, like lower end brands. Blank on some of the names, but lower end brands will give you like it's $20 drink vouchers and stuff like that. So if you're there for a good time, especially Moxie's, those are always crazy ones, always giving out some drink vouchers. Like, gold actually can get you some decent stuff at it. And they're like, a lot of them are random. Like some are food vouchers, some of them have a drink voucher. It's like, I don't know if they also have, so I know like brands associated with usually giving out some vouchers, but I wonder if it's like always, like Hilton, if you go to a Curio, it's always, $30 per day dining credits. Like I wonder with that.
Yeah, I think it definitely can be. Like, I think we stayed at a, it was I forgot what it was. It was Element by Weston, and they have a free breakfast that's actually really good. They actually hand bake like the muffins and things, and they have an omelet station. And we actually had basically an apartment. It was bigger than Jen and I's first apartment when we first got married. And it was just an amazing hotel. And they had a bar, and they didn't give us drink credits. But like if they had, we definitely would have found a reason to go there. Yeah. But I feel like that a lot of hotels, whenever they do that, they find that you end up spending more with the hotel.
Yeah.
Even more than that. Like, yeah, sure, you're going to have people that are like, I want the drink that's exactly whatever this credit is, I think I might be talking to one of them right now, actually. But some people are like, oh, like I'll just go and have, appetizers and a couple rounds or something. And would that have happened if we didn't already have that? Who knows, right?
Yeah. It's the same with all the other, like the Resi credit. Like I'll spend about 105 usually. Like I always end up around $105, something like that with we actually have now I'm interested what you're going to do. We both have, unless you used it already, Sapphire Reserve tables to use by the end of the month. I realized this morning, actually, funnily, I don't know if he'll be watching this, but my friend Noeen at the gym, he's into this game, and I saw him when I was walking out of the gym. He was like, he looked a little bit stressed. Maybe I'm just
Uh-oh.
adding to the story. If he's watching this, you didn't look that stressed, but I'm just for the story. I'll say you look stressed. He was looking stressed,
Yeah.
sitting at the table, and he was looking. He had a card flipped over, and I went over to him because he didn't notice me at first, and I was like, "What are you doing with that card?" And he said, "Oh, I'm trying to use the damn StubHub credit." I was like, "Oh my goodness." He was legit. I was like, "This is the life of a credit card maximizer." Right? I was like,
Yeah.
"You are doing exactly like he was." He was like, "I don't know. We're gonna have to use the CSR Sapphire dining table. We only have like 3 in our city. I got to use the StubHub. Like I think we're gonna use it all tonight." I was like, "Oh wow, you're gonna have a good night." Although he was telling me, "Is this a legit thing?" He was said we asked him what he's gonna go see. He said The Notebook, and I was like, "Isn't that a movie?" And this was after the fact. Can you
Oh
buy
yeah.
like other things on StubHub other than like concert tickets and comedy? Like, is
I
there
don't know.
movies that you
Well,
can watch on there?
sometimes they do, like if a movie is like if a movie is like culturally relevant enough, which I think the Notebook could be, they'll do
Mhm.
like a musical or a play based off of the movie,
Oh,
which
maybe
is
that's
funny
what it
because
was.
that was based off of the book. But I don't know. It's possible. I do
Yeah.
know that you can convert your Virgin points to AMC movie theater tickets and popcorn vouchers. But
Really?
yeah,
What's the popcorn per point
it's
on that one?
17.50 for the movie tickets, and I
Oh
think so.
wow.
It ends up being about, I think, a little bit less than a cent a point, which is
Okay.
not that good. But if you have a 40% transfer bonus, like maybe maybe you go on a good date night. Oh,
Yeah,
does anybody
that's
actually have successful date nights in a movie theater?
man, I don't know. I think that's a
Like if
lot.
you're just starting to get to know someone, you just like let's go sit in silence and not talk to each other for 3 hours.
Yeah, I know some guys will cut holes in the bottom of the popcorn, but that's about that's about stupid. It's so dumb. That would be a crazy redemption. Yeah, 40% bonus to get my
Right? Yeah.
my Wuthering Heights, movie,
Yeah.
done.
Well, that might be the better option to use for chase points now that the Hyatt devaluation is there.
Oh God, yeah, yeah, and it's great. It's interesting because I remember for a little bit of time after knowing this, I was like, I wonder if these elevated, Hyatt hotels going to 75K, trying to find all of them that are like super inflated now. Will there be more availability? And I saw some Reddit thread the other day that was looking at Alila Ventana out in California. That's like
Oh yeah,
really one of the hardest ones to book, and they were like, there's a bunch of 75Ks available right now. Like there is availability, of course way
yeah,
more, 60 whatever percent inflated, but there is more availability. So for those like who are really going ham,
trying to make it happen. Yeah.
yeah, you can make it happen. Especially, I mean, with the Sapphire Reserve sub, that's two nights there, which you might say is
How
like a
much is it
waste.
per night
But,
there?
like cash price,
Yeah.
2 to 3K, I think, on like
Okay.
most times. Yeah, and I believe that one's all inclusive as well, so it works into the
I
math.
I
But
could take $5,000 in value for my sign up bonus for the Chase Sapphire Reserve.
yeah, like I wouldn't
Again, if
mind
you
that.
want to
Yeah.
sign up for either of the Chase cards, there's a link in the description below.
Yeah, of course, because it's ending tomorrow. Oh no, Monday at 9 a.m. It's ending
Yes,
the
it is
offer.
Monday. So this is literally almost the end times here for this sign up bonus. And here's the thing. I honestly, when I was first talking to let's see, Spencer about this card, because we had a debate about this card, a couple months ago,
Hmm.
and I thought he was, I thought he was an idiot, like he's saying, oh, the chase card, the chase card is, it actually works for me. I was like, yeah, right, sure. What are you not telling me? And it kind of works. It kind of works. Now you
Yeah,
do have to be living in the right areas. It is very location dependent.
I was very hesitant at first, and it's really again, I could make like if it was my only card, I could make use of it. If I earn enough
Mhm.
chase points, I can make a lot of use of it. Points boost, all those different things, and I think it'd be great. And I think that's a good thesis to put together on why you get a card for long term. But
Yeah.
once you get to a certain level of the game, I don't know. I think you're also probably having the same plan. I was just like, okay, look, I can definitely use the $300 travel credit. Even if I can't use the edit credit for some reason, even though that's my favorite credit to use, but let's say I can't even use that. The Sapphire Reserve table will be no problem. We got 3 here that we'll use very soon for birthdays.
Hmm.
And then I'll definitely use another one in Charleston for the meetups. It's $300, $300 travel credit. Even if I use nothing else, that's $600. I pay 195 out of pocket for
Yeah.
150,000 chase points. For me, that's worth it all day long. Obviously, I'm going to be getting way more than that with my edit credits. I got to use StubHub in the next couple days. I have a lot, but even though I'm still going to
Yeah.
downgrade it next year, it's justifiable. I still want to cut as much as I can when I can. So, The platinum, I keep stringing it along because I'm like, oh, new credit's coming around, I can use that. And then I'm trying to offset the proration, but in July it'll be downgraded, I think, because next resi credit, I'll use that. I'll use my other
Oh
FHR,
yeah.
and then we'll downgrade once we do our stay. But it
Oh
works out
yeah.
because like the $300 credit, I mean, it can use a lot. Like we want to go to Outer Banks pretty soon. We could probably buy. I think you do like Airbnb or whatever, if not just a regular
Yeah.
hotel. I'm always doing an FHR stay or an edit kind of stay in Hilton Head for the ones that are available. I have to see if there's any edits out there, but if not, go somewhere around
Yeah.
there.
And it's actually, so this $300 hotel credit, or it's not even a hotel credit, it's a travel credit, right?
Yeah.
It's funny because like I didn't even realize that I was using it.
Yeah.
Like my wife and I were going on a trip in a couple of weeks to Washington D.C., Williamsburg,
Nice.
and I was like, okay, we're gonna put that towards the hotel, and I was just discounting in my mind that hotel is not going to be 1,000, it's going to be 700.
Yeah.
And then my wife went on a work trip, and
Mm.
she was paying for everything up front, and so she had to pay for the internet and then the rental car with her card, and I was like, oh, just use the reserve because it's got the same rental car protections as the Ritz-Carlton does.
Yeah.
And so she used it, and it's like it came out of that, and it was like, what's funny because we kind of double dipped a little bit because we used the credit, didn't cost us anything, but then we also got reimbursed for it, so
Yeah.
that's even better.
Oh, damn.
So like it's amazing, it's ridiculously easy to use, and especially compared to the Ritz-Carlton credit, which a lot of people really kind of like to hammer because you actually have to call and talk to a person, which is kind of a lost art.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, right. That is true. It's so broad. A lot of people just accidentally hit it. Like you probably buy like a Lyft bike out in DC, and it'll code towards that. Like literally anything,
Yeah.
anything travel related will code towards it. It almost makes me actually rethink. Like, I'm not someone who's actually worried about lounge access and stuff at the moment. And the Platy is great, but it all hinges, I think, on maybe that $300 dining credit if it makes sense more often than not. But actually, now that you mention it, that $300 credit is even more flexible. Might even actually be more of a beneficial card for me than the Plat. Like if I was gonna, for some reason, choose one. Either way, my lounge is always the same. I use Keys, Ritz, AU, and that's I call it a day. I've access to everything, so that doesn't matter.
Oh yeah.
But credits alone might make sense. But then again, some people love their YouTube Premium, so maybe that works. But
it's funny because every time I pay for YouTube Premium, I'm like, if I could be using this to go towards a platinum annual fee, but then I'm just like, I got to work with everything else.
It's tough.
So let's get into. Let's compare the travel credit to the closest thing that's there, because there's on the platinum card there's the Amex FHR credit, and then there's the the airline incidental fee credit, right, at $200.
Yeah.
Now that recently there was a big huge loophole that really kind of wasn't a loophole that everybody kind of knew, but then it ended up getting closed anyway with the United Travel Bank. And so now it's a lot harder to use that. So how have you been using your platinum airline and incidental credit?
At least in this short span that I've had it again, I got it again strategically for an upgrade offer, like a 50,000 points. And I knew I had some trips coming up where I was going to fly through some either sky clubs, Delta Sky Clubs, and I would be flying Delta or some Centurion lounges. So when I went to Japan, I had a positioning flight in Seattle quickly before Vancouver. And so Seattle had a great Sky Club. Centurion lounge was out the door. So we never actually ended up being able to go in there. I just peeked real quick. But the Sky Club was great. And so what I do is, and what I've always used my airline credit on, I've actually literally never done United Travel Bank.
Wow. Okay.
I would just always frequently somehow end up at a Sky Club. And so to get your wife in, you could leave her outside, like Daniel Sparks suggested in his latest video. He said, make it easier, have your chicken, leave her outside. But what you could do is just pay, for the Sky Club access with your platinum. That'll code towards the airline credit. So I'll just $50 each time, basically. So I think I used like 100 of it. I think last quarter or last year, I should say, prior to January, I think I had some changes on my Delta flight coming home from Puerto Rico. And that'll code towards the credit. So I ended up using like 180 out of it. It's one that I always kind of just leave by the wayside, though. It's like if it happens, it happens. If not, I'm not stressing it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I mean mine was I ended up actually like you last year, so the first year that I held the personal platinum card, I let probably maybe $75 go,
Mhm.
because between I just pretty much just use it for taxes and fees on award fairs, and then I also use it for a couple of lounge guest visit passes with Delta,
Yeah.
and so like like that was fine, but I still ended up like eating a lot of it on that
Mhm.
card, but then I cleared out with United Travel Bank, so I
Hmm.
had two business platinum cards at the end of the year. Bought into United Travel Bank with both of those, so that was what $400, and then I transferred my personal platinum card before I closed it to United, and then I stocked it up with another 600. So I had
Hmm.
$1,000 in United Travel Bank cash, which I used to buy one round trip first class seat, or one trip for my wife and I and Wells as an infant and lap, and then I also bought economy class tickets for some of my wife's family to go on that same trip.
Huh.
And so like I use
Wow.
it fully, but
Yeah.
it's sadly not really there anymore. Which means you literally, in order to be able to use it, you can either go to Flyer Talk and go through a 7 year long thread of conversations about how to maximize it,
Yeah.
or there's Frequent Miler, and we can talk about that later too. We can go to their website and like they have a whole graph of like what works and what doesn't to use
Yeah.
that credit for, but it's a lot more difficult to use. Basically, is the gist of this.
Yeah, and I get there's maximizers to the game, and people who try to make sure they get every penny out of everything. But I don't know. The longer I'm in it, the more I'm just like, let me use what's easy. Let me use what
Yeah,
I know I can maximize. I'm not interested in buying a $200 gift card to hope it codes, and just not anymore. Like I just don't care.
yeah.
I just don't care enough. I mean, I could maximize more, but a lot of the times I'm just like, I'll let that go. I get enough from everything else. I have fun with everything else. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially if
Yeah,
these cards aren't lasting long term, it's kind of
true.
like hit me quit it sometimes.
So I got to give the platinum card one win though, and
Mm,
that is the Aura Ring credit. So I have my Aura Ring here. When John was like when John R. John's
yeah.
Credit and Traveler or whatever he's calling himself these days, was talking about how great the sleep tracking thing on this was. I kind of discounted it, right? Because I was like, yeah, it can't be that good, right? So it's good. It's good, but even what's better is like I wore it to mow my yard last week,
Mm.
and it was like you did lawn work for this long, and my Apple Watch never automatically detected it. It was like outdoor walk, you just walked around the front
Huh.
yard for 30 minutes, but it knew what I was doing, which was really weird, and it
Yeah.
picks up on naps, and like it's so good. And
Huh.
what's even better about it is I've been someone who wore smartwatches literally since the first Samsung smartwatch came out.
Hmm.
And so this is my first year where I don't wear my smartwatch. I got an
Mm.
actual watch, so I got a Tissot Carson
Yeah.
over here, and
Nice.
so I'm actually wearing a real watch now because I have this little Aura ring here, and so it's a great credit. I love it.
Yeah.
Now I
It's
got to
it's
get the
really
Robinhood
helpful.
Platinum credit to be able to pay for the subscription, but
True. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah, I used it for a little bit, and then I really just wanted to track my sleep. I wanted to see if there were any interruptions. I wanted to see how much deep sleep I was getting, as near as it
Mhm.
could tell. And actually, I thought I had sleep apnea for a long time, but I mean, looking at it, doesn't look like it.
Oh
Didn't
yeah.
didn't look like I did much. And actually, here's a tip: is completely unrelated, but this is something that I actually has changed the game for me. But I just got to mention health wise. Um, I don't know if you're like me, but a lot of people when we sleep, part of the reason I thought I had sleep apnea was I would wake up in the middle of the night just like completely sweating, just like super hot. Like, what
Mm.
the hell is this? The AC is on 66. It's not. It's never hot
Yeah.
enough. One trick that we learned that my wife found is if you actually just open up the window, do nothing else, like
Oh
do your
yeah.
same temperature, actually higher temperature now as far as AC is concerned, but just open the
Hmm.
window in your bedroom, you sleep more soundly throughout the night and get way more deep sleep. And I'm not waking up hot anymore. And she said the reason is like the parts per million, like the carbon dioxide that is being expelled throughout the entire night,
Oh
actually
yeah.
somewhat suffocates you throughout the night as well. So you're almost like kind of killing yourself every single night if you don't have that open. I hate to say it that crazily, but the difference
Yeah.
was insane. Like I could not believe that I was not waking up at 4 a.m. anymore sweating. Now it's just like cool the entire night and I have a full sleep. So definitely try it out, guys, if you have any, I don't know, sleep issues. But yeah.
Yeah. So it's funny because I feel like every single live now with the credit card space revolves around CPAP machines for some reason.
Yeah,
I think a lot of it's
people in
because
this community love their CPAP. Yeah.
yeah. So I actually do have sleep apnea, and it's
Mhm.
actually pretty advanced for me. Like I think when I did the sleep study, they said I stopped breathing about like I think it was like 50 times an hour or something like
Yeah.
that. Like
Jeez.
yeah. And so whenever I don't wear like there was one night when we were on a trip and my face mask broke, and
Oh, jeez.
so I had to try to sleep without it. And my ring was like, you may need to see a doctor. We have some feelings about your sleep apnea,
Oh,
And
jeez.
so I was like, okay, all right. So I'd like to stay alive. Thank you. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
a big thing.
so that's amazing. Of course, someone said James V said Whoop rules. I didn't have it when that Whoop credit first came out. Is that still active? Do you know? I might have to look into that.
I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm not sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll
I
have to
thought it
look
was
into
like
that.
I thought it was a semi-permanent thing, but I guess not. Not
It
sure.
was they treated it like an Amex offer, basically. Like you had to
Oh.
activate it first and then use it. I think. But let's get caught back up on some of our comments and
Kirby.
just want to let everybody know we finally have super chats available on the channel. I just recently changed some business structure stuff with YouTube, and I
Mhm.
didn't realize that meant that super chats were broken. So they are not broken anymore. If anybody would like to help support the channel, Kirby is here. Thanks so much for being here, Kirby. 100,000 ink bonus getting me a little firm. Oh, I'm constantly reminded that we have a lot of gentlemen in the credit card space.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I wouldn't consider him a gentleman, but
yeah,
I'm
that's
kidding.
true. Yeah, that's
100K
true.
bonus. Yeah, the 100K is back. It's so funny though, because like a couple of years ago, this would have been all the rage. Everybody would have been talking about the 100K ink bonus, and a couple people are,
Yeah,
but it's just not quite like it once was because it's so many different rules changes. Like, yeah, I get 5 of them if right now, but the once per lifetime on the ink cash and ink unlimited right now. The referral changes on all of them, like send it to your wife and vice versa. Like a lot of that's been nerfed. So
yeah.
it's hard.
Jen's got
Yeah.
a pre-approval for it, so I might have to do that.
Does she never had an ink before?
We have the Ink Unlimited, so that she still has the what is it, the Premiere or whatever it is now.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we have an option to earn some more chase points. So
That'd be sick.
there's that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sticky Monkey, maybe AV, since you have such a low. Oh, we already talked about that one. Yeah.
Mhm.
Calder's. Oh, Alaska, the state. Okay, I'm on the ground currently. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Alaska is like one of those places like I really want to go to. It's just I have so many other places that I'd rather go to first, if that makes sense. Like
Take it
it's
easy on
not.
the Alaska people, man. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, it's not saying anything bad about it. Like, I would love to visit there. It's just, like we have limited time now with wells and things like that. So it's like, we end up going other places, but I'd love to go to Alaska. Let me know how it is.
Yeah. I would
Are
like
you
to as
doing a
well.
cruise, Calderds? I'm curious.
Hmm.
A lot of people do cruises in Alaska.
Hmm.
And then Anthony was,
Cleaning stinky monkey baby.
there we go. Free music. What's up, boys? Thanks so much for being here. Sleepy Rod, thoughts on Greg, the frequent miler, getting shut down by Citi? So, did you actually watch where they talked about this at all?
I didn't watch anything. I just heard that maybe
Oh yeah,
he said something like, I fully own up to it. He did some maybe slightly
yeah.
questionable things. I don't really know what he was. I don't know. Was it manufacturer
So
spending gift cards and stuff?
I know what Discord thinks he did, but I don't know if he's confirmed what he did.
Oh,
So,
okay.
and so like, yeah, no, it definitely seemed like they were pretty. Frequent Miler is definitely a place where you want to go if you want to learn about MS and how to do it really, really, really well.
Hmm.
There's a reason they all have a couple 100,000 AA miles. But
Hmm.
it definitely didn't seem like he was frustrated, like unexpectedly. Like he's like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Um, it is weird though for him because shut down by Capital One and by Citi.
Oh, Capital One
That's
too.
well,
Huh.
this was a couple of years ago. I think
Uh,
he said there was a misunderstanding, but I think maybe there was like a payment issue or something, like it came from a different account or something kind of crazy,
huh.
if I remember correctly. But yeah, no, like City, I feel like they're kind of starting to restrict some of the game a little bit, the
Hmm.
gamesmanship. And that may mean that the prestige might be going away. Who knows? Because like,
Yeah.
they're shutting down the custom cash thing. They're shutting down, what did they? Oh yeah. I mean the hotel stuff. Hold on. I got to sneeze.
This is like a Duke Rouse moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Um, But yeah, so like, there's a lot of stuff going on with City right now. I think they're kind of trying to clean up house a little bit. And I
Mm,
think that focusing in on manufactured spend, or at least what it could be perceived to be manufactured spend, could be kind of part of that. But I don't know.
mhm.
I only have two cards with City, and they definitely don't seem to be too keen to give me any more, which I understand.
Yeah, it does seem incredibly harder for a lot of us getting a lot of cards to get a lot of their direct lineups. Strata premieres, Strata elites. Like, no problem getting AA cards, but yeah, outside of that,
No, yeah,
a little bit tough. Hmm.
they'll give those to anybody with a pulse, pretty much.
Hmm. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Let's see. Whoopa, did you both get a Sapphire Reserve card with your player two, or are you both below 524? I think. I think.
No.
Yeah.
Hmm?
I think
Yeah,
I'm pretty much definitely not.
yeah. I'd have to look. I think I'm probably. I mean, maybe I'm being too conservative, but I think at least 824 at the moment. I mean, nothing too insane, but I think probably like
Yeah.
824 at a bit. So I actually tried to apply for it, and I was in pop-up jail. They said you're not eligible for the welcome offer. So I said, all right, try wife. So she
There you
went
go.
and applied, and she what happened? Um, Not auto approved. We did have to call the fraud department because we put the wrong email in that we
Oh
usually use
yeah.
for credit card applications. So we just had to verify that, and then we got it. 10K limit.
Nice.
And we got the welcome offer and everything. So yeah, and she's below. I think she's at like 324 with the
Yeah.
card, or 424 with the card. I think. Yeah.
Jin's cards over the last couple of years, she got the Chase Sapphire Premier, or Preferred,
Mm.
sorry, the Venture X, she got the Ink Unlimited, and then she got this card. So she's, we've been purposefully keeping her
Yeah.
pretty much, locked down,
Hmm.
just to focus on the biggies, and that's been working. But those 100,000 Venture X miles, those sat in my account for about a day and a half.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's good. That's good then.
Yeah, we sent them to British Airways just because it's funny because we talked a little bit on your school SKOOL
Hmm.
about ways to get to London, particularly, right?
Right.
And for anyone who wants to look up Anthony's school and join his thing, and there's probably a link somewhere on one of his videos. Look for those, but
Thanks, man.
basically what we talked about, right, is Cathay Pacific was a really good option to use to book British Airways into London. And
Yeah.
so what I did was I was able to book, and I saved. So if I booked British Airways directly, it was going to be, I think it was like $800 per person in
Mm.
taxes and fees. Now, if I booked it through Alaska, it was going to be $1,000 per person. With Cathay Pacific, it was $200 per person in
Damn.
taxes and fees,
Jeez.
and it was 67,000, I think 63,000 points per person. So that was really good. But I found that on the way back, British Airways was actually a lot cheaper. It was like, I think, I want to say like $300 per person.
Yeah.
Whereas if I booked it with Cathay, they were going to charge $1,700 per
Oh
person.
wow. Hmm.
Yeah. So I ended up actually booking Cathay Pacific into London, and then British Airways directly booking out of London back home. So
Mm.
that's how I did that particular trip. So, that pretty much all I did for the Venture X miles. But that was,
Nice. Yeah, I
yeah.
think I have like 110 just sitting in the account. I don't know what it'll end up being used for, but I always forget about it. I'm like, oh wait, I actually have that. I could probably get something done, with it at some point. Huh.
It's kind of funny because like when I didn't have the Venture X card, I wanted it. And I've used the credits, right? We haven't used the lounge access. We're going to, because we're going to be flying out of Dulles specifically because I wanted to have access to the Capital One lounge there.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: I haven't put much spend on it since we got the sign up bonus because
Yeah.
there's another card in my wallet. It's the built card, guys.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
why
kind of
spend
crazy.
anywhere else, you know?
I know.
So what's the
You got,
point?
even this card, right? With the point accelerator or the mortgage spend, it's 2x, maybe 3x if you're able to do both. It's not bad. It's not a bad deal at all.
Yeah. 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 And it's one day the Venture X will be like my Sapphire Reserve, like we got. One day it'll be an elevated. Hopefully I don't raise the spend too much, minimum spend, and I go for it. All right, we got the Venture X, y'all. It's good,
Yeah.
it's good $300 travel credit, whatever, but it will be downgraded the next year. One point we'll probably hit that up.
Yeah.
But yeah, for now it's just like Keep hitting them. Keep hitting the subs when you can, honestly,
Oh yeah. Well,
especially
so
now.
it seems like we got to talk about this, right? Because so the Chase Sapphire Reserve, 150,000 points. The Venture X end of last year was up to 100,000 points as their
Yeah.
all-time high sign-up bonus.
Hmm.
The Platinum card can be as high as 175,000, right?
Yeah.
For that card. It seems like they're really pushing these high annual fee premium travel cards.
Yeah.
What do you say to someone who maybe is just joining the game and they see these points? They're like, wait a minute, I could take, like I had one person just recently that I was talking to as a client talking about wanting to take their family of four to, including their mom and their dad, right? Their boyfriend, their mom and their dad to
Mm.
Hawaii, right?
Mm.
What do we talk? You can do that with one sign up bonus, right? Is it worth it?
So yeah, a lot of that does really depend on, like you said, what's their next destination? Where are they going? Because it depends on where they're going is what you can kind of send them and which cards to kind of get next. Because one thing that I've done more so in the last like year or so is just like one, yes, I think a lot of these higher annual fee cards, just the annual fee gets higher, the welcome offers go higher and higher over time. Like with inflation kind of hurting the value of it, it also means that the welcome offers have generally gone up over time.
Yeah,
Not for all of them. Some of them actually have gone down in certain ways or stayed even, but most of them I would say have gone up, at least as long as I've been in the game, it's been up. I always, make the same comparison of like when I got my gold card, it was like I think 45K points. And
right.
platinum was 60K. Now you can get, I guess, minimum 80K. And up to 175. But yeah, I mean, you can get that trip done with one big amount of points. But I mean, if you're planning this out far enough, there's really no reason why you couldn't also get it done with some lower annual fee cards. And so there's plenty of 95 fee cards, 150 fee cards around that range that can get you the honestly, in some cases, the same amount of points that you would get from these really high, annual fee cards, or maybe you need a couple of them. But if you're planning this out, you can get like just a couple of cards, the really low end at the beginning of the year, and like the trip is at the end. Like you can get a lot done. I mean, just from recent thoughts, Japan and getting just a few American Airlines credit cards got us business class, premium economy there and back. Um,
Mm,
just a few cards, and actually all of them were waived annual fee for the first year. So actually no annual fee, and I was able to get all that done. And then you cancel it or do whatever you got to do the following year
yeah,
to mitigate those annual fees. So I think if somebody's starting, like yes, you can go really ham and get these high welcome offers with the high end cards. But I think you're kind of running into a bit of an issue that I think is going to continue happening. Like I think for sure there's just going to be more and more tightening. I think there will be also a time that most people aren't aware, like thinking of, but I think there'll be a time in the medium future that they actually cut back on all the rules and they actually open up some of these rules again. Like I don't necessarily think they're going to be forever. Like I remember a time when the ink cards did have 24-month language. They do again now, but I remember a time
right,
when they did have the 24-month language and then removed it for a bit of
right.
time, and that's what spawned the ink train. Now they edit it back. So I don't necessarily think that all these new rule changes going to happen forever, but I do think they'll still tighten over the next couple of years. And with that, I think you have to just be mindful of certain rules that probably will last forever, like family language. Amex
Hmm.
did that, never really came back. So like if you got the platinum card, you're disallowing yourself on the bonus on the gold or the green. I think we're just going to see that more and more. Wait till it's going to be added on the Hilton cards for sure. Wait till we have that on the Chase cards, even though they made a lot of changes. Next couple of years, who knows? It might be you get a reserve. Okay, now you no longer can get the preferred. They did this with Capital One. If you got a Venture X, you're not getting the Venture bonus or Venture One bonus.
Yep.
So I think if you go start at the top, like someone just getting in the game, you just want a large sum of points. I think wait, because you'd actually long term do better if you started out low, and then worked your way up over time. So I think it's
Yeah.
just something to be mindful of now, especially if there's no rules that exist. Then you want to get as much as you can. That's partially why I got the reserve as well. I was like, there probably will be a time where they change something and I'm not able to get it. So I'm like, let's just get it now. Let's get a guarantee. I love a guarantee. If I can get a guarantee today, I don't care about it maybe tomorrow. I love a guarantee today. So get that.
Yeah.
And then obviously redeem it somewhat fast so you can get away from devaluations and what have you. But yeah, for people getting started, start with the low annual fees, or no annual fees. Hit up those big bonuses on those, and then travel with that. I think there's no problem with that, and then graduate over time.
Love
Mhm.
that. That's really great. Yeah, family language is always definitely important to make sure you're thinking about. Okay, let's get through some of these comments, and then there's a couple other things about this Sapphire Reserve I do want to talk about
Yeah.
as well. Kirby saying I have four $20 Toast gift cards for this rooftop bar in Laguna Beach. My dad will be so impressed when I pull out my gift cards.
That's funny. Yeah.
Be like, hey, my auntie is paying for us to go on this date. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Split it
Oh,
down
that's
the
amazing.
middle. Handed out
Yeah.
gift cards. Yeah.
Oscar's here. That's awesome. Thanks so much for being here. Juan Garcia's here as well.
Juan.
Oscar saying, to be frank, Phillip, me too with all these Chase fanboys. I think this was me when I was talking about Spencer. Yeah. it's one of the things that I always kind of say when people ask me, like, why do you think YouTubers, and there's always this like this ungenerous, way to define YouTubers, right? Because whenever people talk about YouTubers, it's always a negative light, right? Which is fine, we definitely like, we're doing this because we like credit cards, but we'd also like money, a little bit too, right? But when people talk about Chase cards, it's because historically it was easy to get value from them, right? Between the portal boost, right? The fact that you can cash out the points at 1 cent per point, the Hyatt redemption. But it seems like a lot of that stuff is going down. So is Chase kind of this automatic recommend anymore? Yeah, I guess that's the question.
Yeah, it's a bit tougher nowadays because, like, yeah, there's so many more competitive players out there. Like literally, actually, this morning it kind of works out perfectly. But I did I hate the ranking videos, to be honest, but I did it anyway. I was like, yeah, maybe I don't know how else to package it, but I was like ranking all the setups, and I was thinking about it when I actually filming. I was like, Chase, yes. Still, like when people ask me like, oh, what card should I start out with? Like, I'll have friends and whatnot not in this game. Like, I usually tell them like, honestly, get a Chase Freedom Rise, call it a day, because like it'll convert to an unlimited.
Yeah.
You get 1.5. Like, they don't have to think about much. Like for most people who are not like crazy maximizers, that's fine. Like I'd rather them just start out with a Chase card and just kind of graduate through the cards, earn enough points. They can cash it out if they want to. Like my brother-in-law does that. He only cashes out the points. So it's nice to have the ability to 1 cent per point cash out. And they can use it for travel at some decent partners. But if you're getting into like the really nitty gritty of the game, if I'm going to be earning like value per point, nowadays it's kind of just built as more of an easy answer for the maximizers because 3x and everything, more transfer partners than Chase has at a technically nowadays better rate because the Sapphire preferred ruin the Hyatt. Now 4 to 3 with them. So I just rather
you have that access with a $0 annual fee. Like if you have the blue card, you're not earning that much. But you do still have access to Hyatt at 1-to-1 now, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah. And actually I never thought about it, but it earns 1x, right? Couldn't you not do, or no, is Accelerator only on Obsidian and Palladium?
Points Accelerator is only on Obsidian or the Palladium. Yeah.
But there's plenty of people who just get an Obsidian 95 fee card, and basically earning, what is it, 4x back on their groceries and stuff like that, and 2x catch wall. Like that's pretty good.
Absolutely.
Versus everything else, like even Freedom Unlimited obviously is $0 annual fee versus the 95, but it's a lot you could do, especially with the mortgage and stuff like that. It kind of just makes sense to go with them. City's also a great one. They have some very strong transit partners as well. You can get in and actually cover an insane amount of categories with just your spend. So if you're like a beginner, you very likely could start out with a double cash, get a premier, a little bit down the line, and just use that long term as well. A lot of them could work, but it's like so many players have come in over the last 4 years that I've been at least making content on YouTube that it's like Chase isn't necessarily the greatest starting point anymore. Like Amex, it would never really was because like the high annual fees and stuff like that. They got rid of the no annual fee options to earn membership reward points with the everyday cards. So it's like you have City, you have Built, you have Chase as starter cards. Capital One, 2, you can graduate a little bit, and I think they're actually pretty good as well. They actually have the most transfer partners out of all of them. So that's
true.
Pretty cool. So it's like there's so much competition now. You kind of choose your adventure a lot of the times,
Yeah, like if you're gonna choose points, you got to be kind of in the know before you start getting into it, which is kind of weird because I feel like most people, when they get involved in the credit card game, it's responding to a mailer,
Yeah. Yep. 100%. That was one of my first cards, Capital One Quicksilver. That's why I technically started in the Capital One ecosystem.
Yeah.
Now I barely look at it much.
Yeah, pretty much, pretty much. Free music, Amex is
Yeah.
tightening up on where you can use the Resi credits, making it a little less valuable.
Yeah.
We did have someone that responded to that. Oscar responded to that saying, not really. They're specifying which restaurants actually accept Amex and which restaurants code the meals in a way that make it eligible for the credit before it was hit and miss. So I did see a couple of people on Reddit over the last couple of months that were saying, I went to a Resi
Yeah.
restaurant, it didn't code, and then Amex gave me one of those like, we shouldn't do this, but we're going to give you the credit anyway kind of things, which is
Yeah.
like, whatever. What do you think about Resi?
Yeah, that's an interesting thing because yeah, a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's nerfed," but I was like, yes, there were certain restaurants that just did not accept Amex at all. It's like, how does this work? Or like didn't code in the correct way. So I'm just wondering, like, I would love to know of the ones that are now like left out. Let's say the ones that have been excluded. What's
Yeah.
the total amount of them out of all the Resi restaurants? Say there's like 10,000 Resi restaurants. Is it like 20 are excluded now, or 100 are excluded now out of all of them? Like, or is it an actual
Yeah.
substantial amount? Have they removed thousands? Um,
I need
so
to
I,
do a
I,
deep dive
I'd
on
love to
that
know. Yeah,
because
yeah,
like I just need to see like what's available, but because I haven't looked at it yet, I probably should have before I did this. But what I've heard is that a lot of people are like the ones that are problematic are the ones that aren't listed for the credit anymore. Which honestly, so I took a buddy and myself went to Louisville, Kentucky, last summer for his birthday. We did, a couple of bourbon tours and things like that. And I was doing it for a bit, right? I was like, we're only going to go to Resi restaurants, and we had really great experiences with those Resi restaurants. Some amazing things that we wouldn't have seen before. But one restaurant, is the last one, really got my goat because they charged a 5% fee, and I was like, I kind of said something, and the manager came over, and I was like, I'm sorry, it is what it is. And I was like, sure, whatever. And they said it was because I used an Amex card.
hmm,
And so I was like, okay, whatever. So, like I wrote a review because they always ask you to write a review. And, the food was great. The service was good, other than, the guy who had a very long beard that was giving us drinks. But, and then, I mentioned the fee. And then the owner emailed me
huh.
and said, you're you're kind of an idiot for thinking that we wouldn't charge you a fee. So if you could amend your review to not mention the fee, because you really shouldn't have expected us not to charge one. And I was like, you know what? No. So I'm not going to do that because you're kind of an idiot. So I guess I've used that twice now in this thing. So hopefully I don't get demonetized.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Basically, the point of that story is that
Huh.
there were some Resi restaurants there where the situation was less than stellar, right? And so that's kind of at least the Amex integration with it. And so that's kind of basically, I think that's kind of what that's avoiding. But with the Chase Sapphire Reserve, there is one restaurant in Florida, and there may be one restaurant in the entire United States that is on Resi and Open Table Sapphire exclusive tables.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it's in Orlando. It's called Norman's it's on Sand Lake Road, very close to
Huh.
International Drive, and it's on Open Table Sapphire exclusive tables
Hmm.
and Resi, which means I'm going to be using both of my platinum, Delta Platinum business cards and my Sapphire Reserve card to get $180 off of that
Mm.
dining restaurant. We're going for Father's Day.
Huh. You got me
Yeah,
curious now because I got a lot of Resi out here in Greenville. I'm gonna check right now to see if they both.
if
'Cause
there's
that's
any
great.
double,
Yeah, if you can like, yeah, let me split this down the middle. I got a $250
right?
dinner or something like that.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty good, huh?
I don't know if there's very many. And I haven't looked, honestly. I was just like, wow, that's kind of great. I love that this one restaurant is on both things. And what's great, because
Yeah.
I booked it through Open Table because of the Sapphire thing, and I added the card. Interestingly enough, my authorized user card I added to my Open Table reservation, and they already sent me a free drink credit up to $18.
Really?
Mhm.
Huh? Dang. I'm trying to see here because Resi is money. Honestly, I really love
It is.
having to be forced to use a Resi dinner. Place that, there's a place that I went to recently. Um, in Hilton Head Island. It's good.
Oh
Good
yeah,
Good Italian restaurant. Nunzio's is on Resi, and we went there a couple times. Actually with Resi and without our Resi credit. It was really really good. We had our friend Steven there actually. We met him there, so that was very
nice.
very good. But yeah, I'm
There's
excited.
a really good steakhouse in Charleston that's on the Sapphire list too.
Decent amount there. Yeah, I'm thinking for the meetup, try to coordinate. And the thing is, a lot of them out there are not huge. So I'm wondering, like, we might have to split up and, like, I don't know, do certain ones. But for those who have a reserve, it might be a night where we just take the reserve holders out to a Sapphire Tables restaurant in Charleston. I think that would be fun. You
We
know?
might have to. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one steakhouse looks really good, and of course, there's a couple of like really nice. It's weird because I feel like whenever you see some of these programs, there's a lot of sushi places, which is like it like the expensive sushi places, which is
Yeah.
great, but there seems to be a lot of them for those things. But it's always great
Yeah.
to see a steakhouse.
And some people are like, oh, you won't be able to get a drink or an entree at the same time, and you'll use up that credit in 2 seconds. I don't really see that. I mean, I'm not somebody who drinks
Yeah,
very often. We don't get appetizers, so if you just do two entrees and a
yeah,
dessert, I mean, usually the $150 is more than enough to cover. I'm usually like
yeah.
slightly out of pocket on Resi with the $100. Like I pay 105 like after
Oh
tip and
yeah.
stuff like that. Very,
I mean, with
very
this
rare.
restaurant, it's going to be my wife and I paying for ourselves for the $150 credit. We're still kind of expecting to like maybe still owe like, $70 after that because this is
Not
kind of an
bad.
expensive restaurant. But
Yeah,
like, you know what? For my first Father's Day, let's do it. You know?
yeah, yeah. Sometimes worth it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. So we got a couple others. Kirby catching up on the VOD. Great job. Thank you so much. Obsession sounds like a choice. I need sleep study done. Sounds like I'm dying every night. That's not good. You don't
Kirby,
want to
come
sound
on.
like you're dying every
Gotta
night.
get your health in order, Kirby. You're always talking about how unhealthy you are.
Yeah. Free Music has been using a CPAP for 20 years. Can't sleep without it
Wow,
anymore. I will say the break-in period was rough. Like that first month,
hmm,
it was difficult to get used to
really?
like because your first reaction is if you can't because I have a BiPAP machine because my is so bad that like it has to regulate the in and out temperature like pressure.
Really?
And so like whenever you can't breathe, your first reaction is just take everything off, right? But like once you get into the rhythm of like how you have to breathe on those things, it's pretty good. But it does take you a little bit to be like, okay, I'm not going to die.
That's crazy. I've never tried one. Yeah, I wonder
Yeah,
how that feels. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Huh.
yeah. It does take a little bit to get used to. Alaska is great. I did a cruise 3 years ago and look forward to going again. Yeah, we had some friends of ours that did a cruise to Alaska, and I really want to do it. Maybe we should just do it.
Absolutely. Yeah. That sounds great.
Calder's saying Alaska is great, doing our own itinerary with the scenic train. Oh yeah, that train ride looks good. I think it wasn't. Was it Trek Trendy that did that recently? They did
Hmm.
an Alaska train ride. It looked really good,
Oh, I think I did see
including
that. Yeah.
yeah, including a 1 day glacier cruise. Great trip. We're going to be earning more points than you'll redeem. Yeah, some trips are
Hmm.
just like that. Some trips are just really bad for points. Our hotel stay in Copenhagen might be like that.
Hmm.
QC man, we both did. He both. Oh, and this isn't talking about the frequent miler guy. He did manufacturer spend and credit cycling to get AA status. Okay, yeah, 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 100%.
Hmm.
Oh, this is a good question. Do you guys manage your player two cards? My player two likes the rewards, but not the complexity, so would need to manage theirs. What's your perspective on this?
So I like most things in my life, I try to keep it simple as much as possible. I don't like
Yeah,
to manage things. I notice the more I have to manage in life, the more stressed I get. So like, and I think that's everybody, just like the more
yeah,
humans manage things, the more stress things out. That usually the worse systems work. So like, try to just cut out as much fat as possible and possibilities of things go wrong. So with having that said, she follows the same kind of pattern. It's like get a sub, we work on that until it's done, downgrade it, the next year. And I'll basically, the easiest way I kind of manage it as far as like annual fee mitigation and stuff like that is I'll just like the day we open, or if I remember within the week or something, I'll set a calendar reminder to, remind me on Apple like a year from now for when the annual fee will hit. And then I just cancel it then, and then I don't have to think about it. So as soon as like you open a card, set that calendar reminder. Usually, it takes maybe sometimes a month for the annual fee to kick in. So like factor in end of the month, whatever. But I'll do
yeah,
that. And then as far as like earning is concerned, it kind of helps because she basically spends no money unless it's like we're out doing something, and that's usually
Right.
just groceries. Like she doesn't really buy anything at all. If she ever does, she's like, all right, which card? And it's like whatever welcome offer we have, and she knows like right now Sapphire Reserve, so she's just using that on Apple Wallet for everything. So I
Yeah.
just keep it one at a time. So if you're constantly just running the sub game, that's all you really need to do. Add it for Apple Wallet. It works for me because we're always together. Like we're never not together. So
Right.
it's very easy to manage all of that. There's never any friction. I guess if we weren't always together, yeah, I would just probably be doing the same thing. I would just say this is your sub card, just take and use it, for everything. And
Yeah.
that's about it. I don't really care about
Yeah.
the multipliers and stuff like that. If we do for the longest time when I wasn't working on subs, I would she just has income limited and she just uses that for everything 1.5%.
Oh
I'm not
yeah.
worried about it getting an extra 0.5 or whatever. I'm really not. Just like use this card for everything, call it a day.
Yeah, a buddy of mine tried to get like a Apple Note together of like, if this, then use this card, and I was like,
Mhm.
dude, just keep it simple, do two.
Yeah,
Like
it's
my wife, she
ridiculous.
makes a lot more money than I do, and she has a lot more stressful job than I do,
Mhm.
and so I like to keep her. She has two cards at any given time, and I just like swap it out in her wallet.
Yeah.
Like if it's food, it's the Chase card. If it's anything else, it's a Bilt card right now. Although
Yeah.
now that she's working on the Chase card, like that's kind of default to everything. But as far as the credits and everything, like basically, like I have her logged in, like her logins are saved on my computer, and
Mm.
so like I just go in and check, every month, see, oh, we need to use this or we need to do this or something.
Yeah.
And then also I have Max Rewards. You can actually log in multiple. You can use multiple logins per issuer.
Mm.
And so like we just have like two logins that get checked with Chase on Max Rewards. And so that automatically adds like the offers and things like that, which is nice.
Mhm.
So it's a little combination.
Yeah,
Great
yeah.
question
For the
though.
guys who do that though, like they, labeling and all those different things, like I get the
Yeah.
hustle, but you have to understand, like an extra 0.5 or an extra 1.5, it's really not going to make or break you unless you're really spending like decent amount of money every single year on your card. If you're not spending
Yeah.
that much, like a sub 50K almost in certain cases, sub 30K, like it's really
Yep.
not, outside your housing, I should say. It's really not a big
100%.
deal, I think.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. All right, let's go ahead and go through the fast forward to some of these. Mad Matt's here. Thanks so much for being here. Kirby saying that Cathay is really cool. 33,000 miles at $120 in tax. That sounds like a an economy class redemption. It sounds like, or is that
Mm,
premium economy? I'm not sure.
33K for that route, it probably should be higher. Yeah, it should be business class. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, they
Kicks,
said business. Okay,
yeah,
that's
he's going
amazing.
all the way
Okay,
from Osaka to Taiwan. Very nice, very nice.
that's amazing. Yeah, good job.
Hmm.
Steel City, the Chase Sapphire Preferred is looking like my next card, I think, or just downgrade my City Stride Elite card. That's my only big time card right now. The City Stride Elite card, I get it as a card. I couldn't pull the trigger on it. It was the one thank you point earning card that they would give me from my American Airlines card, and I was like, you know what, I'll wait. But
I might consider it around December and try to
yeah,
triple dip the $200 splurge credit and just try to get a bunch of Amazon gift cards out of it, and then just
yeah,
downgrade the following year. Because that alone will be $600 for a 595 card.
yeah,
So that'd be easy money. But it's like all these cards, you can make use out of any of these like if you are a true maximizer and you are traveling a little bit, you can any one of them can be profitable cards too for
oh
the
yeah,
most part. Um,
100%.
it's just like yeah,
And that's
what
actually one of the things I do love about this card is like the fact that you can stack the travel credit with the edit credit with that special hotel
yeah.
credit, depending on the hotel. Like there's a Kimpton in, I want to say Fort Pierce, and it's
Mm,
on the beach. It's kind of expensive.
mm,
And if you use both of those credits, like it's like $150 for 2 nights, which is like,
mm.
it's a nice hotel. Like it's a nice Kimpton. And so like, if you just travel once, you can clean up with that card a
Yeah,
lot.
all day.
Steel City, if you do want to get the Chase Sapphire Preferred, there's a link in the description below, or you can use Anthony's link. I'm sure he has one around somewhere.
Somewhere.
Charvicio saying rules can't be cut when people exploit. Yeah, people are always going to exploit, I think. It's just the name of the game. It's just, they have to figure out, because I think a lot of the whales that spend a lot are also in the credit card space. So I think if you want some of those whales, you have to be exposed a little bit to some exploitation. I don't know. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I just look for precedents like that ink, precedents of like, oh,
Yeah.
there was a 24-month, and then all of a sudden it was gone, and then ink train went ham. I think likely it's kind of like the lending world as well, like interest rates and all these different things. Like a lot of things can dial back. I don't think everything will. Like family language, I think will probably persist forever. I think lifetime language will persist forever. But they may cut back on certain rules or remove certain rules, like the offers. Because at the end of the day, I mean, a lot of these companies, I guess Amex mostly, but a lot of them, do extremely well with just like insane marketing and getting acquiring more and more
Yeah.
customers every single quarter. So like, if you have a couple quarters that are really low customer card acquisition, I mean, who knows? If that's why they want to pull the lever on higher annual fees to make up that,
Right.
that margin outside of just straight customer acquisition. Now it's like, how could we monetize our current user base already, just via some of the credits that they're giving us and what have you. But I do think that probably certain things will happen and loosen over time as well. I don't think it'll just stay completely restricted forever. Maybe being
Mhm.
optimistic, but I think certain things will probably loosen over time as I don't know, economy changes a little bit, things shift.
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah.
But
We'll have to
rules
talk about
are
that.
it is just going to get harder over time, though. There are always going to be more rules, and there's going to be new changes, and it's been like that forever. Right? Depending on how long you've been in the game, you've seen all of them. So
Right.
you gotta just play with it. You gotta make hay while the sun's shining.
100%. 100%. Let's see. Mad Matt's asking about what's going on in Alaska. Tyler's here. Thanks so much for being here, Tyler. He's awesome, and you
Tyler.
shouted him out. Let's come back out of that restaurant. Yeah, yeah, definitely not the best. What steakhouse in ATX? Is that what Charleston is? ATX?
ATX. It is Austin.
Austin. Okay. I do know that. I would imagine that Spencer, because he's in Texas. I don't know what side of Texas he's on, but I know he's in Texas. He might know a little bit, but not sure.
Yeah, not sure.
Mouth tape really helped change. I've heard about that too.
Hmm.
Calder saying he did the Gold Star train, which was a lot more expensive. Yeah, he loves to spend him some money. I was watching he did a cruise recently. It was like 20,000 per person. I was like, well, I'm glad I watched this because I'm never going to do that.
20,000.
Yeah.
Ticket.
Great sightseeing with the regular ticket though. It just depends on okay, that's good to know.
What kind of train is it for 20,000? What?
Oh, like it's like some of the trains, like they're like living rooms. Like you have the whole car to yourself, basically. Like it's like it's
Wow.
crazy. Yeah.
Huh.
I do want to do the what's the one the Orient
Amtrak.
Express.
Oh.
It's insane. Even like the cheap seats are expensive, but like the room is so cool. I love I love it.
Where does this train go? Where is this?
It starts in Paris, I think, and then
Huh.
can go as far as Turkey. I think
Oh
Istanbul
wow.
is where it ends up. Yeah.
Huh.
So it's an adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's weird is that there's actually two companies that own the rights to the name. And so there's two different companies doing two different Orient Expresses. But the first one is the big one that he went on.
Interesting.
Yeah. Let's see. We got to talk to Vincent. Thanks so much for the 2 spot. Really appreciate you. You're awesome. And we are getting caught up with this because I do want to revisit our cage match as well before we leave.
All right.
Yeah. Mad Matt's mountains, glaciers, and moose. Oh my. Yeah, I've heard that you don't want to mess around with those moose
Dang.
or meese as the case.
1,000-pound.
Yeah.
Dang.
Johnny Jones. Hey guys, would you guys delay your 524 status for 2 months to get the Navy Federal flagship? I wouldn't use the card really, just getting it for Amazon Prime. Okay. Well, I guess we'd have to both engage in a fiction if we're remotely close to 524.
What's the annual fee on the? Is it 95?
Something like that. It's not that much. Yeah. The Navy Federal, I looked into it because I was talking to Key and she was like, oh, you got to get it. And I was like, they wouldn't touch me with the 10-foot pole because I think I'm like 20 or 30 something, 24, something like that.
Yeah.
So
That's
not
a $49 annual fee. $49 annual fee. That's right.
Oh, okay.
So you're basically arbitraging $90 to get your free Amazon Prime.
I don't know if I would ever forego a sign up bonus for that.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem worth it. Like that, I'd much rather you just like covet your your 524,
Hmm.
and you're saying delay your 524 for 2 months. I'm assuming
Like basically not
you're
sign
at.
up for like the
Yeah.
boundless or the chase, cards or something, something like that.
Yeah, I'd almost always prioritize outside. Like I would just spend the $90 for Prime, or for the
Yeah,
year, I guess, for the entire year. I mean, you don't have to. I mean, this you don't have to have Prime all year round. I mean, you could just like not
that's
have
true.
certain months. You can cancel it. I do that.
In fact,
Holidays
whenever
I
you
try
do
to do
cancel it, sometimes you can actually find that the shipping isn't really that much longer, honestly.
Yeah, yeah, and it does
Because
pay itself, but yeah.
yeah, yeah. I will say that because I have the Amazon Prime Visa, and if you downgrade, then they give you, I think it's what, 3% back or something like that. So like that's a consideration. But so far on my Amazon Prime Visa card, I've earned $400 this year in
Oh
cash
wow.
back. So yeah,
Yeah, it's very strong. Every time
yeah,
because somehow just end up getting a bunch of gift cards either through Rakuten or
yeah.
Kudos and stuff. So I'll just I'll get some Amazon gift cards. So anytime I run out, yeah, that Prime uses money. But yeah, get some other Chase card. Get the ink bonus. Get 100K points and cash out 9,000 points if you want for the $90.
Honestly, I will say, I know that Luke's here, so he'll probably say the IHG card, which he did a really good
Mm,
video about the IHG Premier card, I think is that what it's called.
mm,
And so watch that after we're done here. But if you are remotely interested in flying United, you absolutely have to at least get the United Explorer card at this point.
hmm,
If you don't have it already. So that would be one thing, because we're going to be flying United and we're in first class seats, so we don't really have to worry about so much of the benefits. But
hmm,
even the exposure to the international like business class availability like is huge.
hmm,
So that's one of the things I was like when we were thinking about getting the Chase Sapphire Reserve, I was like, do we just get the Explorer card first so we at least we
hmm,
have it, because we only really would ever fly United because sometimes we have family that lives in Northern Virginia, so closer to Dulles. And
hmm,
so if we're flying into Dulles, like that would be the only cause we would actually have to fly United because we can get in everywhere else with either Delta or American. But
huh.
if you're going to fly United, it's not a bad idea. Sorry, I kind of monologued there. Sorry.
No, no, I never flew United. I'd actually I want some experience with them. I'd like to.
Yeah.
I never had a United card either. I'm like that's something that I kind of did not prioritize a little bit, but I would like to in the
Yeah.
future once I'm under
Yeah.
524 again.
Right. Yeah. Someday.
Yeah,
Whoop, if you have gold status with City, that knocks off $145 off the annual fee. Yeah.
that's true.
And I think that's either invested money or just if you have it in savings or something, right? Like to qualify
Yeah.
for the gold status. So it seems
Mhm.
like it's a relatively simple system to do. But if I did have, so my problem is I finally have enough money in a retirement account to like be able to kind of manage something like that. But my
Yeah.
current problem is that my current employer is my current employer. And so I can't actually just move my 401k to somewhere else.
Mm.
But that is good to know for the future. That could be that.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the Venture X refresh? Was there a refresh?
You think we're getting one? Probably
If
like
we're getting one,
yeah. For like what would we see?
they kind of have
Yeah.
to right now because the gold card is knocking on that door. I think like they're the lowest premium travel card, if you can still call it that. I know some YouTubers say that you shouldn't call it that, but definitely $395 is the most accessible of those
Yeah.
cards.
Yeah, I think you want to save the Venture X. Here you go, save the Venture X. Come out with 4% venture bucks and allow you to activate a venture accelerator. Get 3x back on the Venture X. Use
Yeah,
some for your hotels. You top up the $300 travel credit with $100 in venture bucks.
yeah.
That's it. You're saved. That's it. That's it. That's all we
There you
need.
go. Yeah.
And give one guest access on the Capital One
Honestly,
Lounge.
yeah.
I know Philmo won't like that, but one guest.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, anything that Venture X does, if they do refresh it, is just going to make it worse than it currently is, right? So more expensive. I think the 2X is going to stay because that's just a core identity of the card.
Yeah.
Whether or not they like, maybe they'll, instead of, I think it earns currently 5X in the City Travel Portal, right? Maybe, oh,
Mm,
no, it's 10X actually. It's
mm,
10X if it's hotels, I think, or something like that.
yeah.
So like maybe raise that up to be competitive with the elite. I think it's more than that. It's like 12 or something, isn't it?
Really? Yeah. Probably.
So like maybe raise that up and you have to keep the 2X and maybe they'll do Capital One lounges. You can only stay 10 times a year or something, like something stupid, like maybe,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and and some people argue that the offers from Capital One are so strong. They do have
yeah.
some great offers in itself. It
And you
just
don't even
depends,
have
is
to
it
have a
worth,
Capital One card to use it. Like you have to have the card to be exposed to them.
miles. Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't have to use the cards on the purchases themselves, which is amazing.
Yeah, that's true. And to that point, I'm like, just get a Venture One then. $0 annual fee, and you have all the high,
Yeah.
multipliers you want. Get the
Yep.
20x on whatever. But then again, I'm just
100%.
like, again, I'm not trying to maximize a couple X's here and there. If I could just do Rakuten and cover it all, then sure. They do have more hotels, I would say, on Capital and Travelport, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Rakuten having exposure to the built ecosystem with points kind of kills Capital One offers for me. Even if it's like, if I can get 5x more with Capital One, like I might do that one. But
Yeah.
most of the time, I'm just looking at Rakuten.
Yeah. Yeah, because Capital One transport is strong. I think if they've raised, honestly, if the Venture X raised to 150K, I think a lot of people would just go and apply for it tomorrow.
Yeah.
If I would get it, probably I'll get it at some point, even if 100K, like I said earlier. It's all just points, man. If I can just get the points, it's all that matters. But
give me the points. Give me the points.
Yeah.
Speaking of give me the points, Luke's here.
Two
big timers. Thanks so much. Appreciate you, Luke. Oh, we skipped Mad Matt. I'm in Austin for Steak J Carvers. Brilliant. Okay. That's good to know. I wonder, so I think who's supposed to be big in Texas? Is it Del Frisco's is supposed to be big there? I'm not sure. I went to a Del Frisco's in DC and it wasn't the best, but I don't know. I was the Palm guy whenever I went, had nice dinners in DC, but that was like a memory thing, though. Vincent, two must ride trains, Rocky Mountaineer, and the Caledonian Sleeper. Yeah, the Caledonian. So, Vincent, have you been on the Caledonian Sleeper? So, my wife and I were in November. We're going to be traveling from London to Scotland, and we can go. There's, I think, the liner. Then there's another train that has first class, which I'm thinking about doing. And it's like 3.5 hours. But the Caledonian Sleeper is nice because it's overnight, which means you have to sleep on the train, but it's not that expensive to get like a decent room there. So that's one of the things that I'm kind of thinking about. Just because that could be a fun way to do it. I don't know. Let me know if you've done it. What's a good way to hack that?
Yeah, I'm looking at the Caledonians. There's a Matterport 3D scan of it on the
Oh yeah,
right now. Very nice. Wow, looks kind of like retro futuristic.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's a cool train, and it's a good way to travel across because it's you don't have to worry about paying for the hotel during that time. So you're still paying for the travel, but you don't have to worry about paying for the hotel, which, when you have kids in Europe, that's actually kind of a big deal. So that's fun. So yeah, there's a big plus for that. Philma, what's up, boys? You're going to be here. Philip, you're going to be down your way for the 4th. Well, that's amazing. Sadly, that's actually the week that we're going to be away, actually, Philmo. So no.
You guys are traveling on the 4th? I would never be caught dead traveling on the 4th.
Well, we got that big UFC fight to watch. So
Wait, you're going? Oh, wait, the White House?
We're going to DC for that week. But we actually won't be.
Fight is happening on the 4th.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, damn. All right, maybe I will end up traveling the 4th.
I think it's on the South Lawn, if I remember correctly.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Huh. Yeah. I wish you guys.
Chad's Money Minutes here. Thanks so much for being here. And Mr. Young, Chad, actually, I didn't realize that he was going live at the same time that we were. So sorry about that, Chad. If you're still here, please don't take I-4 and come over here and beat me up. Dim's here. Thanks so much. Here for a good time, not a long time. Well, thanks so much for being here.
Around for a good time, yeah.
Yeah. Philmo, AV, when you're getting our Wild Dunes hot pink group T-shirts, I love that. I love that idea. We should do that.
Yeah, well, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have a helicopter come in and probably throw them. I'm gonna sprinkle them down as we're at the meetup, and everyone's gonna be like, "What is that? Is that a bird? Is that a plane? No, it's hot pink."
So what would the logo be? Are we gonna go with the Credit Boys or something like that?
The Credit Boys, or maybe Dem's logo that he just put on the screen. I think that's.
Oh yeah, there you go.
The spice, yeah.
There you go.
Oh goodness.
That's amazing. I love that film. We should do t-shirts though. That'd be
Yeah,
fun.
matching would be great. Imagine a horde of us, all of us, just like 50 plus, all in the shirt. That'd be crazy.
Oh man. Mr. Young, do you think if they will ever increase the 1.5x in this Chase Freedom Unlimited, or 2x or 2x to make a mid-tier travel card to compete with the Venture? I
It's
I don't know.
possible. It's possible. Anything's possible in this game, you know. It's like, do the numbers make sense for them? Yeah, thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
Not for everyone else, just for me.
Yeah.
Anything in this game is possible, you know. It's like, but are they all, you know, can they make sense of that without charging
Yeah.
95 fee like the Venture?
Right.
You know, because like on a dollar for dollar, you know, $0 Venture 1.25x versus the 1.5x on the
Mhm.
CFU. You know, will they ever raise it? I don't think so. I think they'll probably keep that 0 forever. It's just a very good card to get people in the door, you know, for the ecosystem, upsell them on, you know, the reserve really,
Yeah.
and move along. Actually, it's an interesting thing on the back end. Anybody who's ever been in like a credit card affiliate network where, you know, kind of haven't had that in many years, but back when we were doing them, Freedom Unlimited's actually paid out way more than most of the cards, actually, oddly enough, most times of the year. And I think it's mostly because, like, you know, cost of acquisition and then how much they can upsell them out, you know, down the line. Like, I'd rather, you know, just go ham getting Freedom Unlimited people and then just like convert them in the ecosystem.
Yeah.
You know, which is interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. I don't see. I don't know if Chase really kind of feels that pressure to change that at all, because at least
Yeah.
currently, right, with the Hyatt thing, you know, the Chase setup, the Chase trifecta, right, the Flex, the Unlimited, and the Preferred, that lost a lot of color. Like, yeah, on the earnings side, it's better because you can use it for Airbnbs and for gas and all those things. So it's a little bit more competitive against the City Strata Premier or the Amex Green Card. But like, if Hyatt's was at 4-3, is it worth giving up 2x to get 1.5x with Chase? I don't know. Right? Because we talked about this. I think it was on my first live stream on your channel, and you know, I talked about being able to buy Hyatt points to get the stay at the Park Hyatt in New York.
Yeah.
And I said at the time, like, I get why people excuse the Chase Freedom Unlimited, because 35 or 45,000 points a night to save $1,700. I'll do it every day, you know.
Mhm.
But now that the math is 75,000 points and I earn less with this ecosystem, I don't know if I can excuse it anymore.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Because it is, yeah, like kind of goes back to what we talked about too, which is like, how much are you truly trying to maximize in the game? You know, what points currencies do you already currently have? Doesn't make sense to try to maximize every little thing. Or
Yeah.
is it just easier for you to just stay in one ecosystem, earn 1.5x, and just not worry about the extra 0.5? Depends where you're at, really. You know, more often than not, I'm like, for most people, I'm just keep one. You know, people who are not super maximized, just keep one and just earn a lot on that one ecosystem. Probably do better than splitting it up between so many.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. On those certain redemptions, yeah, I mean, it just makes sense. Like, that was a crazy deal that you got with that Park Hyatt. Actually, funnily enough, the guy I talked about from the gym earlier, who was like stressed with the CSR, he was like, "Hey, get in on Hyatt before anything," and he was like, "I was like, nah, I'm all bankrupt." I said, "You?" And he said, "The Park Hyatt in New York." And I thought of you
That's a good
immediately
property.
as you in the
Yeah.
hot tub on the 87th floor
Oh yeah.
when it's snowing out, because he's going in December too. So I was like, oh, but he told me, I thought you told me it was outside and it was cold out, but you wanted to do it anyway. And he told me it was inside and heated. I was
No,
like,
it's
yeah,
inside. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but it was still like, it was snowing, but you could see it, which was amazing. And I was just like, yeah, this is a life,
That's
you
nice.
know. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny, that pool, it's I think it's, if I remember correctly, it's salt water, so it's not even chlorinated.
Love that.
But then they pump in music in the water from the orchestra that's across the street. I forgot what it's called.
They pump in music from the water, you said?
Like into the water, like there's speakers in the water, so like if you're
Really?
swimming, you can listen to orchestra music. It's
What is
amazing.
that experience? Holy crap.
It's
That's
so
crazy.
wild. It's so wild. Yeah.
Just vibrating the entire time.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah. Vincent, I've been on the Caledonian Sleeper, went from London to Edinburgh. Great experience. I went for the most expensive room. See, that's the one I would probably go with. And just kind of see how that works. Because I think that's the one that actually gets a shower too, which I don't even know if I would use it, but having access to it's kind of nice,
Mm. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
That's gonna be a fun one. We might have to do that one. Abby, Chase Sapphire Unlimited, 2x on everything at $495 annual fee with great coupons.
Yeah, that's just
There
a
we go.
palladium.
Yeah.
That's just a palladium right there.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's got the coupons.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So Filmo's saying Chase is more like the lower than to race. Yeah.
Venture one, baby. Let's get the Freedom Unlimited one. Let's do it.
Yeah. There you go. Oh man. World Elite Mastercard.
Yeah.
Amex with Rakuten first, then Bilt. What if they had another bank, Citi or Wells? Interesting. There
Yeah,
really
that's
wouldn't be much
interesting.
of a benefit to adding Wells. First of all, I don't think. Um,
Yeah.
there's a lot of talk about the potential Bank of America point currencies, right?
Hmm.
That could be interesting if they did that. Of course, that would just be another way to get exposure to Atmos. But
Yeah. It's more of like, I think, outside of the realm what we usually talk about, but I definitely do think that our space is going to get extremely interesting over the next couple of years. I think a lot of these businesses have realized that they can build businesses and make a lot of money through just these points cooperations, with Amex
yeah,
and having these transfer partners and buying those points back and selling those points. I think that a lot more companies are starting to realize like, oh, this is extremely profitable. Just really establishing partnerships, not an insane amount of moving parts, other than just good relationships and customer acquisition. So like, how many different things have we seen? Like more than we've ever seen. We've had like Mesa come on the market. Obviously, Bill's hit it really hard. They've had partners for a bit, but Bill really hard. Rove come in the game. Rakuten's definitely ramping up now with these partnerships. Like there's so many different positions, and now we have like brokerages that are able to earn points. There's people trying to do savings accounts to earn points. Like there's so many different businesses out there that are trying to all get into the ecosystems of
right.
transfer partners. So yeah, I think eventually probably all of them will be able to send out to Rakuten. They'll try to all have like that sort of thing. Bank of America, I think probably for sure are going to have their own ecosystems. Like they're already working with like referrals and these types of things. So like I don't know. Usually those are the signs that they're getting with the times and stuff.
Yeah.
To start moving. Like City, everyone always said like, oh, there's no referrals. I think probably within the next 6 months they'll have like public referrals that people can have for City cards, maybe within a year. They already have them technically in the back end. Like some of these affiliate networks have actual referral links for City cards. It's just not for public use yet. So I think it's all coming. It's an interesting time.
It is. So I got to ask for the two people that are going to email me after this live asking that question. What do you think comes first? U.S. banks transferable currencies or Bank of America's transferable currencies?
Bank of America for sure.
yeah.
U.S. Bank is not interested there.
No, it's funny because like they were stringing people along for a
Yeah.
little bit. They kind of just stopped talking
Never
about
mind.
it.
Yeah, never mind. They took it away from their website. They were like, "Oh, transport," and they said,
did.
"Oh, we're done with that." I don't know why.
Yeah.
I would love to know more of the back end economics between all of it. But yeah, I bet Bank of America first for sure. They seem
100%.
like they're really getting with it now.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. Okay, let's go ahead and just acknowledge these real quick. Filmo has had 48 Rakuten points. It's a NOLA meetup. There you go. Gentleman Explorer flying to San Antonio to watch the Knicks dominate. That's amazing. Bring your boxing gloves to fight off the Knicks fans. Dem's here. Kevin's here from Lakeland, Florida. We still got to go to that buffet every time we talk about it. But okay, so now that we're caught up with the comments, we can talk about the revisit of the cage match. And so our first big time argument was about the Ritz-Carlton card versus the Hilton Aspire card. And if I remember correctly, you kind of retreated cowering in fear just because the Ritz-Carlton card was so much better than the Aspire card. Is that how things went?
I don't recall that. That might have been during the times where the CPAP machine fell off, and then you were, gasping for air.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you were, You were hallucinating, I think, during that time. And what's
Must have
funny
been.
is I think over time, I think you've realized like, Aspire might be the move. I remember, I think personally, I think you've sent some text to me, be like, actually, maybe right bet this Aspire might be like the best card, Maybe I'm wrong, but I think you did.
Yeah. So here's the thing, right? So shortly after we did that live, I made one of the stupidest decisions in credit card ecosystems, and I got the Hilton Aspire card without the sign up bonus. So that, I guess that's how much you just wiped the floor with me. That
That's what
I was
happened.
like, I got to get the card. And the reason I got the card was because um, my wife and I were going to be traveling to the Conrad in London, and I knew that if you have diamond status,
Mhm.
you had decent exposure to getting a room upgrade, which we didn't get, but you did have guaranteed access to the lounge, which we
Mhm.
did get. And that lounge was really amazing. And what's more is the diamond status with Hilton, at least at the time, got you access to anything to eat with like for breakfast, right? Anything you could possibly get, it was included. And that wasn't the case for gold status. And so I was like, you know what? This is worth it. And so if we had upgraded our room to have access to the lounge, I would be paying $150 extra, 150 pounds rather, extra per night. And so basically it saved me just that one card, saved me. We were there for 4 nights. So at least, a couple of hundred, almost $1,000 if I would have paid cash value for that, what
Mm.
we got. And so we decided to do that. But I just recently actually I canceled outright my Aspire card.
Wow.
And the reason why is because Amex's stupid 5 card rule for me. Some people don't have that rule, but I do.
Yeah.
And so I had to get rid of that card in order to get, let's see, what did I get? I picked up the 110,000 point bonus for the Delta Platinum business card, which was, yeah, I'll do that every day. There was recently a no lifetime language offer for the Hilton Aspire card. And what was it, 175,000 points or something like that?
Yeah.
It was a lot. And I applied for it, and
Mm.
I did not get a pop-up jail. In fact, I got denied for the card, right? But it was just because you have too many cards. And so I had to decide, is it worth getting 175,000 Hilton points, getting the Aspire card once again? Keep in mind, I was about to stay at the Conrad in Orlando, so I was going to use the resort credit.
Mhm.
I decided not to get it.
Wow.
Now, was that the stupider decision to getting the Aspire card without the sign up bonus or not getting it with the sign up bonus? I don't know. But there's a lot of reasons why. And I could get into it, but I feel like you're kind of thinking about something. So I'll let you talk for a little bit before
I
I
mean, yeah,
continue.
I would love to hear your full thesis on why you didn't fully pull the trigger. Was it what was holding you back? Was it the annual fee? Was it like is it can I get to be able to use this free night certificate? Like what was the
Right.
story there?
Yeah. So basically, the story was, first of all, annual fees kind of crazy, right? So before the Chase Sapphire Reserve went up to 150,000 points, it wasn't even remotely on my radar. I was like, like, let's lower, right? I downgraded my platinum card to a green card. I flat out canceled my gold card. Like, I have been slowly reducing those annual fees.
Mm.
And so paying another 550 seemed like a lot at the time, right? Now, to be fair, like, I knew that I was going to get the $200 in resort credit. So I was like, I'm going to be paying that money anyway. And I did.
Yeah.
My problem with it though was, with everything that's going on with Wells, and like, I'm just trying to like focus on like reprioritizing things, having another coupon book, even if it is just a quarterly airfare credit, is that worth pursuing at this point? And
Mhm.
and then of course there's the sign up bonus. 175,000 points is a decent amount of change. The problem is the spend. We're trying to manage our spending. Do I want to go after another sign up bonus? And it turns out I did. Just was looking for a better one. But the Hilton points, 175,000 Hilton points, that's not going to save me that much. Like, it's gonna be a lot. But it's not, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 anymore. It's maybe if I play it right, I can get $1,200.
Hmm.
I don't know, because like I booked 4 Hilton stays, and over the summer, and I'm paying for 3 of them in cash because points just are stupid right now with Hilton. Like, I think the frequent miler recently changed their reasonable redemption rate to 0.3 cents per point, and that's about what I was experiencing. Now, sure, if I stayed at the Conrad in Hawaii, or and I got the fifth night free, would I get more than that? Absolutely. Am I going to be doing any of that with the travel that I'm actually doing? No.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do it. Was I stupid?
I will say no. I think not. I think I mean, you're stupid for a lot of other reasons. No, I'm kidding. But not getting Spire is not one of them. No, I think you're 100% right. I think coupon fatigue is a real thing, and even if it's a little bit of, like, what did I say about earlier about managing? It's like we're not meant to be managing so many different things in life, and so if you can mitigate the things that you're managing, you can mitigate the stress, especially with the newborn, all these different things. You don't really want to be worrying about little things like that. Is it really worth it at the end of the day? Probably not. $50 here and there, whatever, you sneeze and make $50. All right, who cares? you know, uh,
I picked up the Coinbase for $50 Coinbase card for $50.
You just apply for a card. I mean, forget it. I've been going ham with bank bonuses recently, and that's like very fruitful, very, very fruitful. Just direct deposit and stuff like that. It's been great. The other thing is, like you said, perfectly, like, do my next travels even make sense to maximize a free night certificate or 175k points? And truth be told, yeah, if you're anywhere going to, like, more recently for me, like the entire summer, it will be spent in all beach towns, ones that do not have high-end places. Like I was there last week. I was in Hilton Head, stayed at the Courtyard a block away from the beach. We used Marriott 3 free night certificates. Amazing time. Best location you could possibly get. Amazing time. So if you're going to be doing a lot of destinations that just involve mid to low end kind of Hilton hotels, yeah, you're almost always going to get 3 to 0.5 cents per point. That's going to be your average. In those cases, I'll usually just pay cash. Like if it's anywhere between $100 to $300 in cash, I'll just pay cash. I was also in Hilton Head a month ago. Did that. I'll be back there again in a few weeks.
Or use your collection credit.
Say again?
Or use your hotel credits with other cards, like the platinum card or the
if it's there. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like Valentine's Day, we did FHR there. I'll probably go back there with Phil's at some point. I have to check if it has any out there, but I'll do that. But otherwise, I'm paying cash. Especially if there's Hilton hotels. So it's like, yeah, if you're going to be traveling in places that you're getting very low redemptions, then over the next 12 months, why? Like, what am I going to do with these free night certificates? I even overstepped a little bit. Like my goal has been always get, and that part of it is like, why even get an Aspire when, like Joey Cowboy said, every year, me and my wife, we will run and get a no lifetime language surpass each. So it's 6,000 and spend over 6 months, easy money. That's just groceries. And that is 2 free night certificates and 300,000 Hilton Honors points. I don't need an Aspire if I can do that.
Right.
I can, that's 4 nights at a really good location. That's 5 nights at a really good location. We were thinking about going to a Waldorf in Costa Rica. That would give us 5 nights there. Just about, probably have to top up a little bit.
That's amazing. Yeah.
And that's like probably the only other place I'm looking to go in the next 12 months. So like probably that's what that will be used for. If we don't end up there, then I don't know what I'm gonna do with those free nights. So like I kind of overstepped, like, without fully planning out like where it's going to be used just yet. I know they'll be used for something, but I figured the Costa Rica is going to be the place for it. But you're so right. Yeah, if you're not going to be doing the high end, and that's where you can get the crazy value, like you said, thousands of dollars, where the value from the hotel is like the high end of Hilton. Pretty much all the brands. Like if you own high end Marriott, high end Hyatt, high end Hilton, it's going to be the that's where you're going to be getting close to that 1 cent per point to 2+ cent per point, depending on the hotel brand. So if you're not doing those and no crazy aspirational stays, there's no reason to get an Aspire. No real reason to do any of that. No reason to even get the surpasses with the free night certificates. Those free nights, like, I covet them, because they're so powerful. I don't want to use it at a regular DoubleTree. I could have paid $300 cash for it. It feels way.
Another thing that's weird too with the Hilton side is that the cash rates have been so low. Like they just recently closed out this Hilton app sale where, so I'm staying at the Conrad in Fort Lauderdale for 2 nights later this summer. And so the going rate, the cash rate for a 1-bedroom partial ocean view suite for 2 nights, all told, $600.
I mean, Yeah.
Like I'm not going to use a free night certificate to save $300. Like,
Yeah,
like,
all day, all day.
yeah.
Yeah, and there's so much, so many abilities to like if you're spending the money anyway, so many abilities to kind of earn,
Hmm.
earn these points back on a lot of these cash days. Like I've built up like 20,000 or 30,000 Hilton points just from like small little DoubleTree stays I've done in Hilton Head
Right.
the last couple
Oh
months,
yeah,
just paying cash. Like,
absolutely.
you know,
Yeah.
totally,
Work
totally worth
travel
it.
too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, folks with that, forget it. You should never be complaining. If you're earning
Yeah.
like crazy.
Yeah. Now, with that said, so going back to the cage match,
Oh yeah.
my annual fee hit last month on the Ritz Carlton card.
What are you gonna do? What'd you do?
I still have it.
Wow. What a scumbag. No, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I
Yeah.
probably would too. The more I think about the Ritz, the more I'm like, it is a very good all around nice card to have. Like I don't have a Ritz. I have an AU Ritz. So shout out to Key
Oh
for
yeah.
giving me the AU. So I have access to Sapphire Lounge's Party Pass. So I don't need nothing. I just
Hmm.
have her AU and I'm good. But if I had the Ritz, I would be like, all right, $300 travel credit. I pretty much put that on a similar level as like the CSR's $300 travel credit. That's
Yep.
great. If I can book an Airbnb and call it travel, and they code it as such, then cool. That's great. 85K
Yeah.
cert. You value a little bit less than the Hilton free night, but you can do some damage with it especially if you can top up 25K, 110K a night.
Yep.
For that one free night, that's cool. And then honestly, the little things that come up throughout the year, like how many flat tires I've gotten over the last 8
Yeah.
years just road tripping and stuff. Like being able to have that completely for free on there. I know
Yeah.
there's a technical $50 limit, but they don't actually charge you on it.
They don't. Yeah.
But yeah, those tows it's good. Like it's a good card to put some stuff on, so you have insane
Mhm.
insurance benefits. Like it's kind of is like a perfect all-in-one card to basically give you like decent experiences everywhere,
Yeah.
for not that much
Yeah.
overhead.
Although I have to give a disclosure here because I was trolling on Reddit a couple months ago. There was somebody that was like, I'm going to make the Ritz Carlton. I need the Ritz Carlton card to act as my catch-all because it gets 2x. And I was like,
Yeah.
no, don't do that. Like,
Yeah.
it's not worth it.
On it. Yeah.
Here's the thing though. What's really weird though, every single Marriott redemption I've made has been 0.8 cents per point or 1.2 cents per point.
Interesting.
In that window.
Marriott's on the
So-
up and up, man.
Yeah.
People keep laughing when I say that, but it's on the up and up. You can get some great deals in a lot of cases. Honestly, I was so surprised at the free nights. Like the 5 free nights, I didn't think they were going to be used for that special of a thing, but they were. Like 3 nights for her birthday in Hilton Head. That was nice. And then I did
amazing.
one in Vancouver and then one in Tokyo. Used the free night certificate. Like actually, like fundamentally helped that entire trip happen. And probably
100%.
I probably would have paid cash for something around that range. So I probably saved like $1,500, something like that on that.
Yeah.
For those
100%.
hotels. So yeah, straight money.
Yeah. Like the free night certificate I'm using, sorry, I just hit the mic. The free night certificate I'm using for this is at the Ritz Carlton Orlando, which is $950 that night is the cash rate.
Dang. Yeah.
So
that's great.
would I've stayed there if I didn't have the free night credit? No. But
that's part of the game, babe. We got to do stuff that we don't normally have access to. That's why we love it.
There we go. All right, we got some comments here. Phillip is saying, "Go New York!" Nice, awesome. Joey Cowboy, sorry to just be joining in. Aspire is still one of the goats in the credit card world. Ritz card is great, but Hilton Aspire is even better. All right, Joey Cowboy, there you go. I mean, the Aspire card is a great card, right? It's if you can plan out your stays, and if you're part of the people that are already into the Hilton Grand Vacations aspect of things, I have heard a number of people tell me that they've been able to use their Aspire Resort credit for using their annual dues they have to pay for those, which is a nice little hack if you're in that ecosystem. I'm not, and I won't ever be. At least if I ever do a timeshare, it's not going to be with Hilton. But that's available. The airfare credit's very easy to use. It's only $50 every quarter, but that's a checked bag or a lounge access, charge or something like that. That's fine. If you are in that game, it's an easy card to justify 100%. It just $550 seemed like a lot of the time, and I was like,
I'd much rather if we didn't have the $400 and resort credits and we just had a $300 travel credit, kind of like the Ritz. To be honest,
that'd be nice
for that. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be nice. And honestly, like I love I have the Surpass. I got it for the sign up bonus earlier this year,
Mm.
and you know it's a good card for what it is. But the $50 quarterly Hilton credits, I've been able to use every single one so far. But it's like I gotta, you know, whenever I'm checking out, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna pay with this one card, and then I'm gonna bring out my business platinum card and use that Hilton credit. It's like you always kind of feel like a tool when you're doing all that,
It's
especially
right.
at the Conrad. You know, you're like,
Yeah, right.
I promise I could put this whole stay on each of these cards. It's not a credit limit issue. You
Actually,
know?
I'll share this too, which is funny. On that same token, shout out to Gary. I don't know if he'll be watching this, but it's a funny thing because how we met. But he was at Puerto Rico meetup at he was staying at the Caribe, and he was like, he was looking at me. I was like, yeah. And he's like, "Yeah, you're in the game, right? For sure."
Yeah,
And then I walked over to him and I saw like 10 business platinum cards. He was like, "This is kind of embarrassing." He's like, "This is kind of." I said, "What are you doing with those business platinum?" And he was, yeah, I think he was doing like $50 for all of them, just paying, cash.
yeah,
Um, through all of them. But yeah, it's always very funny to see the
yeah.
maximizers in their natural habitat and their enclosure.
Well, you know, it was a lot easier when you could do the Hilton gift card thing, and when that worked, it worked
Yeah.
okay. When it didn't work, it was terrible, right? But for
Hmm.
the Hilton Caribe and some hotels that
Yeah.
we kind of figured out where it worked, it was
Hmm.
really easy to use, you know. Because a lot of people were like, "I'm just gonna," because I forgot what was the restaurant that was at the Caribe. It wasn't Ruth's Chris, was it? It was one of those steakhouses.
Was it not a really?
Uh,
God, yeah.
it
Now that I'm
was, I
thinking.
forgot which one it was. I don't think it was Fleming's. I want to say it was one of the nice ones. And you know, they were saying like we were just going there for
Oh,
dinner every
Morton.
night because we had all these Hilton gift cards. Morton's, yeah, that's what it
Hmm.
was. Yeah, Morton's the steakhouse.
Hmm.
And yeah, and they were just like, yeah, we're just gonna go there every single night because we have like $1,000 in gift cards we got to use up. And I was like, this
Legit.
is amazing, you
Yeah.
know.
And it was a
Um,
resort property. So like, yeah, for
yeah,
those with aspires, run it up.
yeah,
$200 credit.
a hundred
Yeah.
percent, 100%. Now, does this mean I'm never ever going to get the Aspire again? Sometime later in the future, it might work out, you know. But this time, I literally had. They were like, we're going to give you the points. All you got to do is take it. I didn't take it.
I don't
So
blame you. I don't blame you.
yeah,
There's always another time. There's always going to be a time to get those points again. Yeah.
yeah. Joey Cowboy, I took advantage of the limited time Hilton no lifetime language offers. It included free nights. We sang 3 nights at the Waldorf in New York City in October. That's amazing.
Money.
That's amazing. Yeah,
Love it.
I really want to do the Waldorf. So that's another thing too. Is I really want to go back to New York, particularly to stay at the Waldorf. But you know, we kind of I gave my wife PTSD from New York the last time we went because we went and it was like really insane traffic because we were going to New York during Christmas time, which is just never a good
Yeah.
idea. And we sat in the Uber for an hour and a half from the airport to get into the city, and it's like
Yeah.
there's no real good way to do it. Like it's not like London where there's a train that goes from
Mhm.
the airport to central, you know, the central part of the city, and so like it's like that, you know, and we're never like you know, like especially with Wells and like packing his stuff, like Blade's not going to be an option, right? And so, you know, like we alternatively, like what we could do is like go into DC and then take the train up, which is still its own set of things, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, it's just like, and so like I want to stay at the Waldorf, and so like if I had 2 free night certificates, we'd use it there. But I don't know if I can get Jen there, so like you know, I'm not going to stay there by myself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for
So
sure.
yeah.
Hmm.
But that's my died. That's my monologue about that.
I'd like to see you compare the Waldorfers at the Park Hyatt.
Oh yeah, that'd be amazing. Park Hyatt was a high bar.
Yeah.
Filmo's not getting either card in his future. Filmo, what is your go-to card? I don't think I asked you that at the last meetup. Do you remember?
Filmo, the go-to. That's a
Curious,
good question, actually.
because he's very anti-chase, so he might be a gold guy. I don't know. Maybe he's a Blue
Hmm.
Business Plus guy. I'm closing my Amex Gold free music because of coupon fatigue. I need to make room to product change my second A Advantage Platinum to a City Shard Elite. Wow.
Good.
Okay. There you go. So, you know, it's funny. So when I had the gold card open, the personal gold card, I still have the business gold card open.
Mm.
I was like, you know what? I'm killing the game. You know, I'm going to dunk like at the first of every month. I did two things, right? I loaded my Dunkin' gift card up, that was fine. And then I ordered Uber Eats pickup at this taco place by my office. And then the next day I ordered Grubhub pickup from that same taco place at my
Hmm.
office. And, I was like, I'm winning the game, right? The, Ask me when the last time I went to one of those taco places was.
Since you canceled the gold card.
Since I canceled the gold card, right? So, I don't know. Does it mean that I'm a much more like financially smarter person now that I'm not going to that taco place? Probably not, right? But like, it wasn't part of my natural spend, and I was convinced it was. Now, like, did I get value from that? Absolutely. I got $325 more than that value from that card. But now that I'm not playing that game, I'm not earning 4x back. Well, ish. Um, but I don't have to pay that annual fee.
Yeah, I think it's
So
a huge thing to consider for anybody who's like on the fence about keeping, or canceling one of their like high annual fee cards. Is like realistically, because I've been in and out of high annual fee cards for so many years, and exactly as you said, if you just don't have a platinum card, okay, you just don't think about FHR. Like you don't think
right.
about booking them, and you just don't book them. You just book a different hotel. There's always something else that you will do for a particular destination. Like yes, if you have it, it can be a value add. It could be fun, and there are certain times where you can have really good experiences with these, certain credits. But you also,
Yeah.
if you don't have it, it just doesn't enter your brain, and you don't know what you're missing. So it's
Right.
like you
Yeah.
can live life without so many of them.
You
All of them
can.
really. You can live life without, for the most part, and be strategic when, again, if you really love your lounges, you need them in your life, then you can always upgrade when that time comes.
Yeah.
But they're also not necessarily necessary. Nowadays I found, but they're very fun though. That's like the only outlier I would say. But it's okay. I don't have a $300 travel credit. Okay, I'm just not
Right.
traveling probably. Like I'm forcing myself to do it, or if I'm going
Yeah.
there, I'm paying cash for a cheaper, a half price, hotel at a particular area. So it's just
Right.
funny the way we justify certain things and how quickly you can turn away from that as soon as you don't have like any other,
Yeah.
if you don't have the alternative. Mhm.
Yeah, like we went to Atlanta in April so Wells could visit some family,
Mhm.
and one of the options if we had, because we had the free night certificate, I was like, do we want to stay at the Waldorf in Buckhead?
Yeah.
Because I think you stayed at the Intercontinental over there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Recently.
we were like, yeah, like it's a free night, right? So that part's great. But it's a great hotel. It's something that's on our bucket list. Like it'd be nice to stay there. But the thing the reason why we didn't do that was because it charges, I think it was like $55 for valet parking, and
Yeah.
you have to do the valet parking. And I was like,
Yeah.
or we could stay at this other hotel and not have to pay that. So like
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
would we have enjoyed staying at the Waldorf? Absolutely, right? But we didn't, and
Yeah.
we were still okay.
Yeah, like I wouldn't have never ended up in that intercontinental if it wasn't for my build credits. It just worked out perfectly for the price of that. But if I didn't have build credits, but yeah, who
Yeah,
knows? We would have stayed at somewhere else. It was, probably a little cheaper. Yeah, it would
right.
have been a fine experience as well. Like the hotel did not matter that much. you know,
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
like, oh, I needed that.
It's funny because like I used to laugh at people that were like, oh, I'm just going to, 'cause the hotel is just worrying I'm going to go to sleep, right? Because you're going to be doing all the other things. Because like, when we sit in London at the park at the Conrad there, it's like it was nice.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong. The bed's really comfortable. The service is incredible. The whole thing. But like, if you're just staying at a DoubleTree, like it's not it's a
yeah,
lot worse, right? It's not nearly as nice, but
yeah,
like it checks a lot of the same boxes.
hmm yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, can you? Yeah, as long as it's a safe place, a clean place,
Right.
friendly
Yeah.
staff, like you'll have a fine time. You'll have a good time
100%.
for
Yeah.
sure.
100%. I wonder if other European countries, because a friend of mine, so when I played football in high school, a friend of mine said that all of the bad areas are like named for like really cool sounding, like nice sounding like things like Peachtree in Atlanta,
Mm.
Orange Blossom Trail in Orlando. Like, I wonder if
They're
the
the
same
worst
thing is
places.
true for European cities. It's like, Rosebud Lane is like the place where you're going to get stabbed in the back or
Yeah,
something.
that's right. That's right. Yeah, it is
Yeah.
true. Yeah, Peachtree. Oh Lord.
Filmo, save them free night search for the Filmo meetup in Buffalo. Yeah, well, I'll have to stay at the Buffalo Ramada. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The roadway and up there. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, the
That's
roadways.
right.
Rewards Masters here. Thanks so much for being here. Bop
Hey,
Free
what's
Music
going on?
is also saying hello. Morton's. Yeah, so you're telling us about Morton's
I
there.
actually I have a school live with him tonight. Tonight actually. It's gonna be
Oh,
fun.
cool, nice.
Yeah.
I'll
It'll be
have
great.
to. I'll have to make sure I'm there. What is
Heck
it? What
yeah.
time does it start?
9. Yeah.
9 o'clock. Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
Wells is usually asleep by then. So yeah. So if you are not a member of Anthony Venture's school, that's SKOOL. You want to go ahead and do that. I think that's what the Points and Miles experience is. That
That's the name of it, yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Go ahead and do that because he has some really, really great redemption advice there, and I know that it's great because I gave him some advice on there. So
Thanks, man. Yeah, you were the second live we ever did. That was fun.
that's right. Yeah, that was a
Mhm.
fun one too. I loved getting to know Mike Newland was in there, and a
Yeah.
couple of other people. I forgot. I think Calby might have been in there too.
Mhm. Yeah.
Filmo got my go-to card is whatever sub I'm working on. Currently the Delta Biz Plat. Yeah, so Filmo,
Totally.
it's funny. So my wife and I, we were laying in bed after Wells went to sleep, and we were, just kind of talking about our days and stuff. And she said that she got an email offer for the personal Delta Platinum card, and it was a good offer. I think it was like close to 100,000, if not over. And I was like, I was telling her about the card. I was like, this is what, you could do. And when we got to the companion pass that you get after you renew, I was like, well, it's only good for economy seats. She's like, oh, we're not going to do it. I was like,
Hmm.
all right, there you go. And I
Yeah.
have two of them. I have two companion passes that I can't do anything with. So if you want to, if you want me to sell them to you, I don't know how that works, but let me
Yeah, some folks
know.
have an issue, with them. I forgot who I was talking to recently. He was like, I just there's nowhere I'm redeeming them at the moment. Yeah. They're
Yeah.
able to do it at least.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh yeah. I think that was Kirby actually.
Wasn't
Might
it?
have
Oh
been.
yeah, maybe.
He
Yeah.
was talking about he couldn't really get somebody to go with him or something.
Hmm.
The
Cool.
Ratatar is saying just got the gold and glove card. Oh, globe card. I'm
Oh
assuming.
yeah, probably. Yeah.
This past week, so far looks like only for the welcome offers. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. And here's the
Yeah.
thing. If you're going
Cool.
to get the card, you might as well use it, right? Because when I had the gold card, I was using it for those 4X in dining, right? But as soon as I closed it, I swapped in my City Shredder Premier card. And like I'm only earning 3X, but I'm also only paying $95 for that card. So,
Mm-hmm.
welcome offers are definitely a good reason to get the card.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Filmo has a really good point here. Gentleman Explorer saying Waldorf, New York, most definitely better than Penthouse or,
Wow.
or Park Hyatt. I would imagine too, being newer is also really helpful too. I really wanted to stay at the what's the really nice one, the older hotel that was in Home Alone
Oh, the
in New York. It's I'm stupid that I don't know. There's
it's not also intercontinental, is it?
no. It's let's see. There's a hotel in Park. It was owned by Trump at that point. I think that's
Is
why
it the
he was in
Plaza?
there.
Oh, this is the Plaza.
Yeah, the Plaza Hotel.
Yeah, yeah.
I wanted to stay at the Plaza, and I was looking into ways to make it happen, and then I saw a review about how horrible the rooms were because
Yeah.
most of them haven't been touched in decades,
Yeah.
and it's bad. Like I was like, I'm not going to pay that much money to stay there.
I'm always reminded of this YouTuber named Ben Mala, big real estate mogul.
Oh yeah,
In Clearwater, and he goes through his life. I think it was on Graham Stephan's channel. He goes through his life, and he's like when I was like whatever age in his teens, he walked past the Plaza Hotel. He says, one day when I'm rich enough, I'm going to stay there. He said until I found out, or until I was rich enough to actually stay there. I said this place is a dump.
Yeah,
I always remember that with the Plaza. This place
yeah.
is just a dump.
And it's funny because they really lean into the Home Alone stuff. You can get like the Sunday package. It's like a couple $100 apparently, but they do it.
To monetize that. How many generations can they monetize that on? I wonder.
Seriously, yeah.
Yeah.
Just rent seeking at this
Although,
point.
aren't they remaking Home Alone with him as adult, and he's like the parent or something?
Oh yeah, that's right. I did hear about that.
Huh.
That's going to be a good one.
Wonder what if the Plaza will make a play in that movie.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Well, I guess that's Home Alone Lost in New York. That's not the first one. Chicago, right?
Yeah, he was in Chicago for the first one, but Lost in New York was the one that's like Like, what was that new musical that came out? Two New Yorkers carry a cake across New York, or two people, and the
What?
song is like, I know I haven't been to New York, but I watched Home Alone a couple times.
Yeah, that's funny. I didn't even know that. That's
Yeah.
funny.
All right, Gentleman Explorer. I pay for martinis with multiple Biz Plats and surpasses all the time in Peacock Alley, New York, Waldorf.
Wow.
No one blinks an eye. Act like you've been there before, and service is all class. Okay, that's good to know,
Act like
Gentleman Explorer. Thanks so
act
much.
like you belong there. Yeah. That's
Living up to the name, Gentleman Explorer. Honestly.
yes. I'll take a martini. Here's
Is
in
anybody
five
a
cards.
watch person around here? I was talking to Luke earlier about watches, and he
Hmm.
kind of got me. I kind of got lost in the YouTube watch rabbit hole, and
There is a correlation between people who are in the credit card niche and watch enthusiasts. I don't know
yeah,
why, but there is a one-to-one thing there.
yeah, yeah. It turns out we're addicted to spending, and we might as well spend it on something.
Yeah. They just happen to have expensive enough watches to hit
Right.
yeah, hit a Delta Platinum Business Platinum welcome offer in one shot, like
Yeah.
10,000 spend or whatever it
Exactly.
is,
Yeah.
12,000 spend.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I could just get into Mega, and like, yeah, I'll be there right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing.
And
Fill
hold
my
this
book
value.
main cabin with the passes and upgraded the points. Okay, I may have to do that with ours, just because that would be a good way to do that.
Hmm.
Dim saying that he's a watch guy. Nice.
Yeah, there's also probably levels to wealth and to where you start
Yeah.
looking for ways to spend. And you're just like, oh, making decent money. All right, watch is pretty cool. Hold its value.
Hmm.
Hit welcome offer. Yeah, people do it. Who does that? I forget. Was it Kevin O'Leary? He said he gets a watch for every time there's a life event or a big event, like a selling of a
Yes.
company or whatever. You
Yeah.
get a watch to commemorate it.
Well, that's actually why I started getting into it, because it's Wells's first year, and I was like, it would be really cool if I could get a watch that was like good enough that like I could give it to him when he like graduates high school or something.
Hmm.
And so I was looking at stuff, and I was thinking about getting the Tissot, the gentleman one, and it's on sale for like $6.95 or something like that. And I was like, maybe one day, right? I ended up getting this one, which is
Hmm.
the I think Carson. Really happy about it though. It's really cool. It's automatic. And it's funny because I was watching a video about the one I didn't get, and he was like, yeah, it's a very good entry level, very accessible watch. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm not playing the same game as everybody
Yeah.
else.
Stick to your target $20 watches.
Exactly right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I never really got into it.
Timex is a stretch for me.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I only bought one watch in my entire life, and it was a Timex because I thought that it would level me up in life. It was a $60 one, and I was like, I think this is like the next play. Like I started wearing more like dress shirts. I was like, let's get the watch. Second one my wife got me for my birthday once. It was a Citizen, very very nice watch, but
Oh,
never
nice.
really got into it. Never really got into it. But I should have something that commemorates like life, events. I don't know.
I like that idea, like, because guys don't really have like, because my wife, like her wedding ring, the one that she wears, every day, was actually her great great grandmother's ring, and
Hmm.
so it's been in the family for a long time,
Hmm.
and basically, I think I wanted to have something that was like something like that too, because my necklace, actually, I wear this, and it was actually my dad's. In fact, he got it. He was wearing it the night that he died, and it was one
Hmm.
of the things that he wanted to give to me at some point. And so when I
Wow.
think I was old enough, my mom gave it to me,
Hmm.
and I've worn it every single day. And so it's just like I like having those kind of things. And so getting into watch for that, it seems like a good reason to at least justify spending that much.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
love to hear those kind of stories.
Yeah. Philmo doesn't need a watch. He plans his hand down all of his credit card debt to his kids. That's amazing.
Collections, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
great.
amazing. Kirby, I can't use my comp pass, not compass. My friends are broke. Yeah,
Dang.
yeah, 'cause you can't sell it, right? You can't arbitrage. Like, I will give you this seat for free, but you got to pay me a little something, something.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's actually how we're going to be using our Sapphire Reserve. Was it Ticketmaster credit? A couple of our friends go to concerts all the time, and so we're gonna pay for it on this card, and they're gonna just share some of the savings. So
Yeah. That's very good.
yeah. Joey, Philip, I remember you and I being devastated about the Mesa card's demise months ago. Little did we know, Built would shortly after hop in with Built 2.0 for mortgages. Yeah, here's the thing: I am playing that game. I am loving that game. Built is it's amazing. The I think the one thing we have to worry about is when Built announces that Omni is a partner. Like that's because that
Hmm.
was literally like 3 days later, Mesa was dead. So
Yeah. Yeah, that.
which is funny because I was really excited about the Omni thing, and I was bummed out because I had just cleaned out. I transferred out like the 150,000 points I had in Mesa to Cathay Pacific actually
Hmm.
before they announced the Omni thing, and I was like, dang it! Like I could have saved a lot of money, but it turns out it was a good thing. So
Yeah, I mean, you did it perfectly. Like you got in,
yeah,
got a lot of value out of it, and then basically got out. Like well, there's certain things that are short lived. I mean, not as
right.
grand as an entire explosion of a whole company, but certain welcome offers, certain things like that, rules that are changing. Like it's still just
And it's
bring the
funny.
point home. Got to take advantage when you can.
Yeah. And it's funny because the exact same guys turned around and opened up a new card after Mesa called the Fasten card. And it was supposed to
Yeah.
give you points on your car payment.
Yeah.
2 months later, that shut down
Uh,
too.
that's right. Oh goodness. The thing is, like, there's so many little ones too. There's like so many little companies that are coming up that we're not even like aware of at the moment,
Yeah.
but are working through it. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. And so, you just like you said, I think it's you that says it all the time, make hay while the sun's shining,
Oh yeah.
just break
Have to.
everything.
You gotta just take advantage when you can. I mean,
Yeah.
most of the mistakes, I mean, I don't know, it's hard to say, but a lot of mistakes in life I found come from uh I don't know, it's weird because like waiting there's like a certain period between waiting too long for something to occur to where you miss out on all the upside, but also
Hmm.
waiting long enough that other opportunities kind of come up. So it's like a
Right.
weird sweet spot in between, you know, that I've found. But yeah, there's certain things you just wait on, and you gotta just if something just feels right and it's good value and it makes sense for your life. You just gotta go for it.
Yeah. And that's why I got to say, I don't know if I'll ever be below 524, just because, like, I don't know if it will ever be worth giving up an Amex sign up bonus now, just so I could possibly get a Chase sign up bonus in 2 years.
Yeah, I think what happens for us is like, yeah, continue as long as you can until the subs run out, or you
Yeah.
just get a little bit tired, or you're not going to be traveling the next year or whatever for some reason. A lot of us are
Yeah.
just going subs till they run out, and or will change the game drastically if no lifetime languages cease to
Yeah.
exist. Like if those go away, yeah, it's probably a lot less subs people are getting on a yearly basis, I would say.
Wells
And
is
then,
going to be
you got to
very
go
interested in credit cards about that point.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, those are too good to pass up. That's another thing. Like it may not be around forever. It's been around for
Yeah.
a long time, many many years, but it may not be around forever. Who knows? You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Luke is he's showing off a little bit, wearing the Omega
Hmm.
Speedmaster Pro today. Big league. That
No,
is very big league, sir. Thank you. That's it's funny. So not that one, but the Seamaster is my current grail at the moment. It's not like it's somewhat attainable, right? Like maybe in a couple years I could get it. And I decided not to get the Tissot the Sea Star because I was like, I'll just save up and get the Seamaster someday.
Hmm.
But yeah, Omega really, really awesome. And it's funny because when you start getting into watch YouTube, they're like, oh yeah, this is attainable luxury. It's like $3,000. Like, yeah, I get where you're coming from.
Attainable luxury.
Yeah,
I like that. That's free. That's like a good YouTube title.
yeah, exactly. We should start talking about the best properties abroad for Wyndham stays. That's actually, I might have to make that a members only video sometime soon because I do
Hmm,
have some insights into that recently. Accidentally
nice.
came across some properties in Poland. The point redemptions remind me of Hyatt. Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
Hmm.
Wyndham is really good. Choice is really good. In a lot of choice hotels, which Luke actually put me onto this, and I found it out a lot like as well. Choice hotels in Europe can offer free dinner and breakfast sometimes,
Hmm.
which can be really helpful.
Free dinner. Wow.
And a
Hmm.
lot of the choice hotels I'm looking at, they don't have that same 2-person maximum occupancy for those base rooms that you can redeem with points in a lot of state places.
Hmm.
So, and that really matters because if you have three people, you have to get two rooms for a lot of these point
Mm,
stays. And so with choice, a lot of those get rid of that requirement, which is nice.
interesting. Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something you never really consider. Like for me, just me and wife traveling, never really consider anything more than two. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah. The whole game
hmm,
changes.
hmm, yeah.
The whole game changes. Yeah. Let's see. Joey Cowboy, even with the botched rollout of Built 2.0, I'm absolutely loving my Built Palladium. It's now the top card in my wallet. Yeah, 100%. This
Yeah.
is, it's starting to peel away. You can actually see the top here. I've seen a couple of people say that it just like the black is almost completely peeled away, but it's definitely getting a lot of use. And
Why no Apple
yeah,
Pay?
yeah, it's funny. Like I still like if I'm going to a restaurant or something, I just still like to. I'm never one of those people that like if I go to the drive through at McDonald's, like I'm never gonna like here's my phone, you
Hmm.
know,
And they
like
take
I
it from
just
you.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna do that. Yeah.
gotcha.
Let's see. Luke, my wife brought me a Rolex Explorer in Grand Cayman on my son's birthday. That
Hmm,
watch will also always remind me of the importance of family. Wow. It's amazing.
nice.
It's a great birthday present for your son. You got that
Yeah, exactly.
Rolex.
What the son get? Well, he got to stay here.
Right, yeah.
At the
He
Grand
got a
Cayman.
tutor. That's
Yeah, yeah. Dude.
that's
That's
amazing.
funny.
That's amazing, Luke. Honestly, it's funny. So my uncle, he used to build houses in Winter Park before the housing
Mm,
crisis in
right.
2008, and then he magically started doing something else. Um, but he had a Rolex. I want to say Submariner maybe,
Mm,
and I was like, man, I want to get one of those. Like, here's the thing: if I had $10,000 or $15,000 or whatever it is, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Like they hold their value pretty well, which is good. To a certain extent, you still have to go through a broker and in order to get the most value and stuff like that. But
mm.
it's so much money. I don't know. Like well, like, here's the thing. Like is $1,000 so much money too? Like yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's
I will
it's
do it.
easy to get lost down the rabbit hole. I'm like, oh, I could just get the on Joma's shop. They had a the Daytona for like $150,000. I'm like, oh yeah, it's only $150,000.
It is an interesting world because I one of our
Yeah.
friends in the space who doesn't do credit card content anymore, our friend Constantinos,
Oh yeah.
he created a second channel called Constant Time. This is a great
Oh,
name for his
that's
name.
awesome. Yeah.
But now it's all watches. But he goes into like the philosophy behind certain ones and why there's
Hmm.
like competition between one or the other, or why you're not as baller as you think with a particular. Like it's very interesting to
Right.
watch, to see I don't know anything
Yeah.
really about that world, so it's interesting to see. Hmm.
Yeah. I am intrigued by some of like there's I think the Seiko Alpinist is pretty interesting. It's expensive for Seiko, and they look really nice. They have really cool dials, which I'm interested in. But
Hmm.
I don't know. We'll see.
Hmm.
Luke, you're making me jealous. I need to upgrade my watch game. Yeah, let's get. Let's all. We're all gonna have to follow Luke to a watch shop in Charleston if there is one.
Yeah,
So,
that's right.
World Expo. I mentioned Wyndham. Since you can transfer from Built, we have to maximize as much travel options. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. I don't know. Does it make sense to transfer from Built, or would you rather just use the Built portal to book those Wyndham stays? I don't know. Like, I guess it would have to be like some of those Poland stays you were talking about,
Yeah.
to see
I
if it
just
makes
wonder.
more sense.
I wonder with some of those properties because yeah, I agree. I think like you said, choice and Wyndham, you can have some interesting stays. And some of them are level as well. But I wonder
Right.
if some of them are good value, but also cheap enough to where cash would be fine. Like
Hmm.
$150 or $200, a night, something like that. So then, like you said, maybe portal or just cash, save your bill for a different day. I wonder
Yeah.
what those levels are for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same. Same.
Hmm.
Mr. Young, I really hope they don't nerf the Palladium. That card is the freaking best.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm very jealous of every single one of you guys that I couldn't get the Palladium. So
So crazy. I can't believe they didn't
yeah.
give it to you.
It's funny
Wow.
I think if I just waited, because I think Key told me that she got one of those insane credit limits when she got it, and it was just like if I had just waited for them to like really open the doors, I probably would have gotten it, but
Hmm.
then I would have given up a couple months of spending in built cards. So
Yeah. Yeah. And hopefully they do product changes, at some point or allow for multiple cards. Get it a different day. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Gentleman Sport, yeah, this is a good point. Watch game is trap. Get your trophy watches and get out of the game. No starter watches. Go right for the throw. Yeah, I was thinking about that because when I was thinking about getting this, I was like, oh, like do I want to just like get something that's accessible, right? Like I looked at some of the Citizen Pro Master stuff because like they're good watches for what they are. But I was like, you know what? I want to get something that's like means a little more. And so
Mm-hmm.
like I learned like I looked at getting a couple Seiko 5s or something like that, and I was like, like. I don't just need another watch just to get another watch. Like I want it to like, be one of the good ones.
Yeah, get something
Yeah.
nice. Get a
Yeah.
get a real trophy piece. I can
Yeah.
see that.
Free music. My Palladium Avios transfer bonus matched the sub for my CSP a couple years. There you go. There
Hmm.
you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100K.
I mean, honestly, you can really kill it with Avios. Really, like even just getting around Europe is pretty easy with
Hmm.
Avios, which is nice too. Which I think my members only is about that dropping today. I just need to click over it on YouTube. But
Nice.
Dim, Lucan, Sapphire, or Hesselite. I got a white face Sapphire Speedy from everything. Well, okay, so just still on watches. First watch was the Moon Watch Speedy. Love that one. Wow. Okay, so we got a lot of watch people. I'm wearing my Ichabod Sea Slug with orange band. Okay, I think I've heard one of those words
Sounds
before.
gross.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, fine.
Juan saying I love my 2 Omega Seamaster. First Seamaster was the James Bond edition promote by Pierce Brosnan. Yeah, it's funny. There is a version of that on Joma's shop right now. It's like I think it's like 4,000 or 5,000, something like that. But yeah, no, those are kind of like wow, like that'd be cool if I could get one of those. So like maybe when I like own a company or something one day. Which I guess technically I do own a company, so maybe when I own a better company.
Better.
Joe Explorer 1, that one weighs a ton, literally big league. Yeah, nice.
Hmm.
Big Kev's here. Thanks so much for being here.
Mhm.
Amen on the importance of family, 100%. And that's one thing that's like, it's funny. I will tell you, like, when you get a child, you start to stress a lot less about your work life.
Hmm.
And like, it's like, yeah, like, this is a big deal. But, the big picture is somewhere else. And I like that.
Nice.
But
Love it.
yeah. Vincent's Apple has an Apple Watch Ultra too. I had an Apple Watch. I still have it somewhere. It's in my backpack. Just now that I have the Aura Ring, I don't have to wear it as much. Vincent, that is my daily wear watch. Yeah, 100%. Holding off on built Palladium and Atmos Summon until I get below 524. Okay, that's a good reason too. Trying to pick up some of those chase cards because honestly, the Chase Sapphire reserve card, 150,000 points now. I'd imagine it's probably going to get 150,000 again within the next year or so, maybe, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
And it'll be the next most amazing card in YouTube about that same time.
Amazing. 25.
The amazing dollar man, not really into dumb watches, even the expensive ones. If a watch can't track health and fitness and help me in an emergency, it's just extra weight on the wrist. Okay, there you go. Yeah, definitely a different approach, and I was definitely there for about 8 years. I was only a smartwatch person, so we'll see.
I don't know. It's I lean, but it's like yeah, I think there's a lot of I don't know. You can put an outfit together a little better with a watch sometimes. Although I haven't worn one in like probably a year. It's been a while. But
yeah,
I can see the value.
Well, you just ask your Tesla what time it is, and it tells you. So
yeah. What time? Yeah. Phillip about to start a watch channel? I think so.
Yeah, maybe.
How do you monetize it? I wonder.
Yeah, that would be well. So the one big guy is Teddy Baltazar. I don't know how you pronounce the name. He owns his own watch shop in Chicago, and so basically everything he doesn't do affiliate links. It's just like to his like he wants you to buy a watch with him. And so like that's how he's monetizing that. There's a couple other people that do referral links and like there's a couple of the smaller people just do Amazon links, which is fine. But
really, huh?
Yeah.
Damn, imagine
so maybe.
Is this the best watch of 2026? Is the Psycho whatever watch still worth it in 2026?
Right. Is the Sea Slug still worth it in 2026?
Yes. That's right.
Yeah. Oh, he's in Cleveland. Okay. I knew he was somewhere. Thank you. Teddy is in Cleveland. Yeah. Also, I'm thinking about upgrading to the CSR. Luke, you should do it. Just join the club, man. It's honestly, so here's the thing. It's actually not as nice of a card as the Ritz-Carlton card. It's not as like heavy. Like it's still
Hmm.
kind of heavy, but it's kind of cool. It's weird because it's white paint. I just assumed it was like metallic, but
Yeah, I just like the box that it's in.
yeah, it's a nice box. It's a lot better than the presentation on the Ritz or the Platinum card for that matter.
I would say so. Yeah, I mean, we didn't, unfortunately, for somehow, I don't know how, like, because I got my first platinum in like 2020. I must have just missed when they were giving it away in the wooden boxes and stuff. Like, I think those are
Oh yeah, those are
nice.
nice.
I think I got just a regular thick box on whatever. It was like nothing.
Yeah,
Really would like the wooden one from back in the day.
yeah. Yeah, it's funny because like I think was it Spencer that did the review of like the
Centurion.
the Centurion card,
Yeah.
and the packaging that comes with it, like with the bracelet and everything. I was like, yeah,
Hmm.
that would be so cool to see like
Yeah.
as like it's being sent to you. But I don't
Hmm.
know if I would ever like pay that much money to get the Centurion card.
Yeah, that'd be, if you can make a good video on it, it could be worth it. But yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know. Didn't somebody
yeah,
say that the palladium came with a cloth? I
yeah.
just
It's supposed
remembered
to.
that.
The mirror version is supposed to come with a cloth.
I don't remember if I ever got it.
Uh-oh. You
Oh,
gotta write an email, dan@built.com.
Dan's gonna hear from me. Where's my cloth?
They need to come
Oh,
up. Honestly, the fact it's their fault for coming up with really simple email addresses. Like
I know, right? Dan and Bill, like, just choose a name.
yeah. And then Big Kev saying fatherhood definitely changes your perspective. My sons can buy me beer. That's amazing. Yeah,
Dang.
there you go. That's that means you did pretty good. Hopefully, it's not the the convenience store like 40
40,
40s.
yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Texas Dogs confirms it does come with a cloth. So yes,
Yeah,
you
it
got shortchanged
feels like
there, Anthony.
hidden. I wonder where it is in this whole thing. Like maybe I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna mess with it, but maybe we'll
Yeah.
have the cloth in here somewhere.
All right. Well, I'm sure that Wells is probably going to be waking up from his nap soon, so I'll probably have to start cutting it out. But want to make sure if you have any other questions or comments, or just want to tell me that I'm an idiot for my Aspire card decision, go ahead and do that in the comment section now before we close out. But the cloth is in the clothes.
The clothes the cloth is in the clothes. The key is in the light.
Is in the is in the part wrapped around the main box. Oh, okay. All right.
I may have thrown it out then, unfortunately.
Maybe then, yeah.
Dang.
Back. All right. Well, back in time for us to close out, sadly. But thanks so much for being here, Whoopa. Appreciate you and appreciate everybody here. Honestly, definitely want to say thank you again to Vincent for the 2 spot. Really appreciate you, and then of course I just want to say thank you to every single other person that's here because honestly, you are the reason why we do this, right? This is the reason why this is part of a community. If Anthony and I were just shouting into the void, it would be a lot less fun than if we got to talk to, honestly, some of our very close friends at this point. Just people that we get to talk to kind of regularly and just kind of strategize about the credit card game. So thanks so much for every single one of you guys for being here. Appreciate you. And again, thanks so much for being here with Anthony. And of course, every single one of you guys should go ahead and go look up School, SKOOL, join the Points and Miles experience so you can actually be a part of that new live that's going to be here tonight with Rewards Master, I think you said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So go ahead and make sure you join that. Give Anthony your money to support his channel. And, that'd be great. He's probably got to get a new Palladium card t-shirt now that you're, a built guy instead of a
Probably
gold
should,
guy.
yeah. It probably should. Yeah. I just like the colors so much. I don't know.
It's a good color. It's a good color. Yeah.
Well, thank you for having me, man, and thanks for everyone being here. Having a good time tonight. 40
Yeah.
hours by Nick. Yeah, Kev.
That's amazing. Amazing Dollar Man. Bye. Thanks so much, everybody. Nice live. You still have a part in the business.
I'll check it out after, for sure.
Awesome.
Get that cloth.
All right. So I will talk to you guys later. Thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you guys next weekend. Have a great day.
See you guys.